who are here from the respective cohorts, and then our hosts, not forget our hosts, talking about the management and staff of Afrigo's Film and Media Academy. So why are we here? We are here to make history. So once again, I welcome you to this epoch-making event. We are also here to begin the process of birthing a future. We are here to graduate the SoCreative learners from the respective cohorts. We have many cohorts. We have the Abuja cohort, we have the Lagos cohort, we have the NYC cohort. We have a lot of them, and most of them are online right now. Today we'll be graduating about 200 students. So you can see it's indeed an epoch-making event. We're making history. We're here for the hybrid graduation ceremony and networking event for SoCreative course graduation. So right now, I'll be welcoming to the stage for the opening remark and network introduction. I'll be welcoming Mr. Solomon Idio. Mr. Solomon Idio.
Welcome, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, sir, Samans. It's glad to have the honor our invitation this morning. I'd love to appreciate our Executive Director and CEO, Media Academy, the esteemed Mr. Paul Gold, for this wonderful opportunity. SoCreative African program. It's a very beautiful day for us, and this is welcome remarks from the program manager, Solomon Idio, on the occasion of the British Council Nigeria / Afrigo's Film and Media Academy Abuja. Thank you so much for, out of your busy schedules, making the time to be with us here today. We do not take that lightly at all. We appreciate you. So can you give yourself a big clap? Thank you so much for leaving everything else to be with us here this morning. Thank you very much. Now, just a brief about the program. The Creative Economy e-learning program, now called SoCreative Africa Learning Program, for aspiring and early young African entrepreneurs, is focused on entrepreneurship and delivers a collection of free online courses for the next generation of African leaders to support them through their business journey. Upon completing the program, participants receive a certificate as evidence of their achievement, and is one of the reasons for which we are here today. The certificate makes the participants eligible to apply for sustained support through mentoring, coaching, incubation, and acceleration through our wider work in participating countries. The program is developed to support the British Council's wider creative economy strand, designed to help develop an ecosystem in which young entrepreneurs can thrive. And we at Afrigo's Film and Media Academy Abuja, we are so privileged and to be the national delivery partner of this program in Nigeria. Thank you very much for that. It will interest you to know that since the inception of the program in 2019, thousands of people in the creative sector have completed the course across the African continent, with a larger percentage of them coming from Nigeria. This SoCreative first graduation / networking event taking place today is thus put together to first graduate and award final certificate to the graduates, and also to sensitize new potential participants and enroll them on the program. But more importantly, it is in fulfillment of the objective to provide sustained support for the participants who have completed the program in terms of mentoring, coaching, incubation, and acceleration, thereby connecting and networking them with a wide array of opportunities spread across the creative industry's landscape as offered by notable institutions. So if you're here and you've completed this program, I think you deserve a big clap for yourself. Finally, I would love to state that the main purpose of this event will not be fulfilled without you being here today. So we truly appreciate your being here. And we hope that you would enjoy every other item and agenda on this program. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think the program coordinator deserves more applause than that. Please put your hands together for him. For those of us who were privileged to interact with him on the social media platform, he was very detailed and thorough. Thank you for that welcome speech. Please once again put your hands together for him. All right. We want to recognize our colleagues, participants, facilitators, as many who are connecting with us on the online platform. You're all welcome. We recognize you. Okay, Uncle just stepped out. We're supposed to do the welcoming and the introduction of guests officially. And I don't think I have that power to welcome and recognize our guests because they are big people. But can we just put our hands together for them? All our guests from far and near, thank you for gracing this occasion. While we wait for him to come, I think we'll just do some light music while we await his arrival. Thank you. Okay. Please, can we put our hands together as I receive Pam Gold Olalekon Joseph, the CEO, Africans. Please, can we make it louder?
All right, good morning, everyone. It's so good to have you here. My name is Paul Gold Olalekon Joseph, and I'm so delighted to have you grace this occasion. Everybody is important here. We started this program sometimes last year, actively early this year. It started with the name Creative Economy e-learning program by the British Council, and you need to know the big names that put together the content of this beautiful program. I tell people going through this program is like you going to a business school and you graduate with a certificate. A lot of people in the creative space are excited with their arts. They're excited with roll tape. They're excited with it's a wrap. They're excited with the scissors and what have you, your cut and sew and all of that. And actions from Henley Business School UK, one of the biggest business school in the UK, was put together with contributions from Bele & Co South Africa, with contributions from University of the Arts London, critical partners in the content. And well, here we are delivering the program, and I must say, well, shortly you'll be hearing testimonials from impact stories from people who have gone through it. The hall is not filled yet, but when I look at the people who were waiting online to join, I mean who had joined online, I couldn't help but just say, please start the event. Let every other thing fix itself, because there are way more than the people that are seated in this hall. It's across Nigeria. We have gone to other states to do the hybrid version. People have attended this program on their own. And standing here today, I'm so elated to see that we're graduating the first set. Another set is going to be graduated in a month's time, exactly 4 weeks from today. And I'm also very happy that some of our colleagues in the industry know to us out of their very tight schedule. I'll start with, they say ladies first usually. I'll start with my colleague and my British Council, because I'm also an alumni of the British Council. And I remember that the first time we met, it was at a British Council training. And I was sharing with my team yesterday, I said, you can't go through this pipeline and not be on top of your game in the next couple of years. Because for the training where we met, I still remember a few of us that I see around were doing something meaningful. Please make welcome Mrs. Tinoke Abdurrahim. Okay, I was just doing an introduction. You'll come up shortly. I'm sorry, I just wanted to identify you. And then one of my big bosses in the industry, someone who has done so much. If you have seen the series Halita, if you have seen the series Rishante, if you have seen Sons of the Caliphate and all of that, seated in this hall today is the brain behind all of those projects, the director and producer. He's the CEO ITK Content. You're most welcome, Mr. Dimbo Atia. Please a round of applause for him. As a few days ago, I was still seeing his posts from Lagos, and I'm like, am I sure Dimbo will be at this event? But once he gave me his word, I know he's not going to do otherwise. And they came way early than majority of us here today. Please, once again, please help me put your hands together for him. I have to my left someone who has been a friend and a dear colleague in the industry. How do I start to introduce him? Okay, so he goes by the name Desmond Utonwen. He's the CEO of Fresh News. You probably have seen his face on TV. I don't know if he's still on. I rarely watch terrestrial TV these days. So at a point, I know that he was on TV every morning like that, doing something SDG. And presently, he's championing something really big, something really, really massive. And you need to hear more about that, and that's the SDG Short Film Challenge. Maybe many of you have seen it around. Seated in this hall today is the brain behind that, Mr. Desmond Utonwen. Please put your hands together for him, who is equally an alumni of Africos. I know he won't forgive me. He always fights me if I introduce him and I don't mention he's an alumni of Africos. You can see him in a class with Tunde Kelani and all of that. Those are our faculty members that, pays visit and does short workshops for our students aside the regular facilitators. Also, I have a friend in the hall, Mr. Chidi Uku is a stage director. He's many things in one. Just if you talk about a creative bunch, he may not know some of the things that I found out about him, but I've realized that he's got so many things together in one. He's the CEO of 2MG Theater. I've seen a lot of billboards around town from time to time around the year that he's the one doing a stage play, and you have all the celebrities you can mention in those stage play. Please put your hands together. He's one of our panelists today, Mr. Chidi Uku. Welcome. All right, everybody in this hall is important, but I also want to welcome the guild heads. We sent out invitation to the guilds and associations in the industry. I don't know if any is here. I'm aware Tampan is here. Mr. OBJ is the governor of Tampan here. If he's not here, once I see you, I have seen him. So Tampan, please, can you just identify Tampan? What's the full meaning of Tampan again? Forgive me, I've been under serious work in the last couple of days. Awesome. You're most welcome. Do we have the Association of Movie Producers here? AMP. Of course. Desmond will represent. Florence is supposed to be here. She reached out this morning. She's not able to come. Do we have the Directors Guild of Nigeria here? Directors Guild, DGN, Actors Guild. Okay. So you know how it is. It's a cross-membership thing. Thank you very much. Please sit back and enjoy. That these people are graduating today does not mean that they have come to the end of the road. As a matter of fact, we told those that came for the meeting yesterday, the pre-meeting yesterday, that you're just starting. You are just starting. British Council holds a lot of benefit for you. I realized that some people dropped out of this program because they felt, if they are not giving us money, it's only knowledge. I'd rather just go and face my hustle. And the much we can tell them or encourage them is to say, look, you attended a hybrid version. You had all the support you could have. We gave you all the support we can give you as a delivery partner through this program. Yes, true or false? True or false? Okay, so if that then is the case, why not just get through this pipeline and finish it and see other things that are coming? There are a lot of projects that are being rolled out. As at a few days ago, we have submitted the names of the graduates of this program, the first batch, to the British Council, and soon you see yourself being added to the British Council Association for Arts in Nigeria, Network for Arts, I beg your pardon, British Council Network for Arts in Nigeria. That's where you get first-hand information about incentives, grants, and so many opportunities coming. Those things that some people are looking for that they didn't see, up front in this program that made them to feel, oh, maybe this is not for me. If you get the knowledge first, because like we tell people in entrepreneurship, it's not just about money. They can give you 100 million. If you don't have the right knowledge to, go about your business, you squander it and you'll be broke. In fact, you'll be worse than... So, it's a good thing that we're passing through this. We appreciate the richness of the content, and you get to hear more from the impact story. Thank you very much.
You can do better than that. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Gould. All right, next we'll be taking the first keynote speech. And while we're at that, please, I'd love you to take out your cell phone, get a picture of yourself, get a video of yourself, get a picture of this place, and tag the British Council, tag Afrigos, tag us. All right, for the first keynote speech, we'll be welcoming to the stage Mrs. Tinuke Abdurrahim. She's a successful creative entrepreneur in the business of fashion. Please put your hands together for her. She's a founder and the creative lead at Unknown Clothing. Please, you can do better. A hand of applause. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Can I break the protocol? Can I sit down? Okay. Please, I would like to sit down. My knees are a bit wobbly, so I don't want to be standing for 15 minutes. Thank you. I congratulate all the students that are graduating this morning. You guys should consider yourselves very lucky. Like they say, you should be prepared for, any opportunities. So that is the first step that you're doing for yourself. So I congratulate all of you. And like Mr. Paul has just said, this is just the starting point. So you have to push yourself. You've done the first step. You have to continue to push yourselves and know that this is just the beginning of great things to come. You're also very lucky to be associated with the British Council. I was an alumni of one of their boot camps years ago, I think about 8 years ago. Can't believe that, 8 years ago. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, Mr. Paul called me up and he wanted me to speak. I had a good laugh about that anyways, because I'm supposed to be speaking as a successful entrepreneur, as a successful fashion entrepreneur. As they say, success is relative. But then, yes, I will tell you all that I consider myself successful in this business, and I hope that your dreams all come true. So this morning, I'm talking about how to be successful in the fashion industry in Nigeria. The very first thing is that you have to know your craft. Not necessarily as a professional. If you intend to go the business angle, you have to know your craft. And what I mean by this is that you have to research very deeply. We're so lucky in this age now. We have so many resources. We have people that we can look up to. People are talking about it. So it's no more a case of you're going all the way by yourself. There's so many people who can hold your hands, on your way up. So first thing is to know your craft. And, oh, that wasn't me. So in fashion, as we know, fashion is very transient. What I mean by this is that trends come and go. This minute, we're all wearing red. By tomorrow, we're wearing yellow. And that's how it is. And I know that as creatives, we can be very passionate about these things that you create. But at the same time, we have to be in the real world. So now, for you to be able to merge these things, you have to research and follow what exactly is happening at whatever particular time that you are in. And for you to be able to do this, you have to plug into what is the industry know at the time. This way, it helps you to be able to stable your creative, what's the word now? Your creative buzz. Like, I know this is going to be the thing now. Yellow is the thing now, and you jump on yellow. But you cannot jump on yellow for long. You have to find a middle ground in between that next big thing that you have created and what people actually want. So that is the first angle for me. The second thing is that do not have expectations, rather have requirements. What I mean by this is that I know that a lot of us as creatives, we would say you have your family and your friends. Those are your first people to go to. No. I'm sorry that I'm busting some bubbles right now, but the truth about the matter is that your family and your friends are not your first go-to as creatives. Create because you know your why, right? And after then, you now begin to think about the business end of things. If you put yourself together in a way that people want to associate with you, then they certainly will. But honestly, family and friends don't want to break the relationship that you have already. So when they run away from you because you're still doing your trial and errors, you should give them a slack, because personally, you yourself would not want to be the test rabbit, right? So this is how it works. You have to create yourself. You have to know your craft before your family and your friends buy into you. And that is as it is with any form of creative space that you are in. Choosing business over hobbies, right? So now, as creatives, you have passion for whatever ends that you find yourself in. But at the same time, if you want to grow as a business, you have to turn these hobbies into businesses. What I mean by this is that you have to put in structure. I know we hear these things a lot, structure. It's so easy to say, but it's equally very easy to do. Imagine that this particular spot is known to sell, let's say, water, and this is your route every day. You have it in your head that I'm going to buy water at that spot when I get there. Now, you have created a business that sells water. It's so well packaged, it's hygienic, and people start to come. They come on Monday, they find you there. They come on Tuesday, you're not there. On Wednesday, you're not there. On Friday, oh, I had this, I had that, you're there. So imagine that people begin to think, I don't want to go there today, and this person is not there. So you have to find a way around it. I know that being in business is hard. I can't even lie to you. I've been running my business for the last 7 years. And if you do not have external help, it is hard. Fashion, for one, is supposed to be glamorous. I'm not going to lie to you. But there is nothing glamorous behind the scenes. It is not glamorous at all. It's a lot of hard work. So you have to find a way to create, a structure in such a way that you're there, you're consistent, you show up. No excuses. Today will be good. Tomorrow might be not so good. And tomorrow might be really, really good. But you have to keep at it. So these are, some of the ways to think about turning your hobby into a business. Now, I'm going to talk about branding. I'm not a branding expert, but I'm going to give you a little backstory into my business. My business is actually called Unknown Clothing. So when I started, I wanted to find a base point for women. I know that we love fashion. Nigerian women love fashion. We love to look good. And we're going to jump on whatever next trend that is available, or whatever next tailor is, doing well and all of that. So, but I know also that we love quality. It is very, very important to us that we look good. So I started Unknown. Now, the reason for the name Unknown, I know it's funny because I've had a lot of positives and negative feedback about the name, but I wanted women to feel very confident in themselves. It doesn't have to be a branded outfit. It doesn't have to be a known name per se, but it should be about the fit, basically. So when I started Unknown, I was fresh out of work, and I will tell you all, I'm actually a lawyer. So I'd worked for 12 years, and I wanted to start Unknown, right? And I wanted to test if people actually would buy quality over names. So I went in anonymously. My family and my friends did not know me. And I did not come out to be known or known until 3 years when I had to be at the British Council event where I met Mr. Paul, right? So I started by going to my tailors. I've always been in fashion. I've always loved fashion and fashionpreneur business and fashion anyways. So I would go to my individual tailors and give them, pieces of fabric that I bought in the market. I know this person is good in making shirts, so I'll have him make shirts for me. I know this person is good in making pants, I'll have this person make pants for me. And I was going around like that, and I opened up an Instagram page, and I started selling these pieces. And I found out that significant people in Abuja, I'm talking about like high-flying women, would buy from me. They didn't know me, they didn't know who it was, but they could see those things. But at some point, when it started to grow, I realized that I needed to assemble these tailors under one roof and brand the clothing line in such a way that when you see our things, you would know that it's from Unknown, because everybody has their own technique, different techniques of sewing and finishing and all of that. And that's how it came about. And I had to maintain the name because it is the ethos of the brand for me, So branding is quite important. People will buy into that quality regardless of what you think is a name or a thing. So branding is important. So these things went out. They had the labels on them. They were well finished. The packaging was fantastic as well. And that's it. That's basically it. And you market it as so. So yes, maybe some tailor behind your house is going to make a dress for you for 2,000 naira. Maybe. But when you put in all of the cost of the packaging and the expectation, you meet the expectation of the customers. If you tell them that it's 20,000 naira, I bet you they'll pay for it. So branding is important. When they tear up that packaging, please let them meet what you say that you are going to deliver. It is extremely important. We have done business for the past 7 years. I kid you not. I do not know 80% of these people that we sell clothes to. And we do sell clothes, I promise you. This is not a Perspire to Perspire story. So, yeah. Okay. So, the next thing is that create an online presence. I think I kind of talked about that already now, that create an online presence. If you met somebody today now, like you say Mr. Paul now, if you met somebody, Mr. Paul, today now, the first thing that we're going to do is to start to punch his name, onto some platform, onto some app. Am I right or wrong? So you have to create an online presence. That is where we are. There's nothing we can do about it. And look at where we are today now. before it was easy for people to jump on planes, jump in their cars, and just go to wherever they want to go to. But we have to start, thinking about the cost that is impacting on all of us now. So we're really going to go back to that online space where we have avoided for the longest time. And this is where the world is at now. So you have to create an online presence, make sure that, you develop whatever space that is relevant to your business, because not all of the social media platforms would be relevant to your business. If, for instance, fashion is very great on Instagram and TikTok, and there's Threads now, everybody's loving it, even Twitter, because fashion is a visual business. So there's no way that you can sell fashion without visuals. So you have to perfect that area. Sorry. Another angle for me for being a successful fashion entrepreneur is to use the products, right? People, like I said, fashion is visual. People will buy into what they see. And if you are the owner or you are associated with a brand and you are not seen to be using it, how easy is it for you to convince, other people to wear your stuff? I mean, from head to toe, I am dressed in unknown, simple as it is, but this is made in Nigeria. Every time people tell me that, they can't believe that these things were made here, but honestly, they're made here. So we've gotten to that point. And our tailors and our designers, they are so, so brilliant. Like, just put your sketch together, give them fabric, they're at it. So there's no shame in these things, honestly. So wear your brand, wear your designs. You're a billboard, you're a walking billboard. Everywhere you go, people might not be able to approach you and say, oh, you look nice, but they will give you a second glance. And when you get that second glance, be sure that it's good. I tell you, it's good. So that's another angle to marketing yourself. I talked about consistency earlier. Consistency is key. Some days there'll be no results, like I said. Other days there'll be results, but just keep at it. There's no elevator to this thing to get into the top. You have to walk the stairs, unfortunately. And like Mr. Paul said, even if you're given 100 million naira, if you do not know how to use it, sorry, you're just going to blow it. You're going to blow it doing the wrong things. Maybe hire everything fancy, and you can't manage it. So consistency is key. Keep at it every day. Do not be deceived by the glam that you see up front, social media, everyone. Everybody has their different stories. And believe me, all of the people who have become successful, they have actually put in the work. Trust me, they've put in the work. So don't be in a hurry. Take your time, learn, and continue to grow. This is the part I like, because I like to call myself a fashion entrepreneur. It's the numbers. You cannot sew for one person and be successful. It's not working. It's not going to work. So it's in the numbers. There was a fair that we went to, I think it was in 2018. We made so much buzz about it that we sold a particular product, 160 pieces of a particular product in a day. I mean, it's small, but think about it. If I said the thing was 10,000 naira and we sold 160 pieces of that particular product, I'm not talking about other things, 160 pieces, that is the numbers. Then you are in business. When you make things, repeat it. You have to write it down. I used 2 yards of thread to make this shirt. I used 2 yards of fabric to make this shirt. I used 5 buttons to make this shirt. The fabric was completely cotton. It was 100% cotton. The finishing was this way. Write it down. You're a small business, so write it down. You have that time. Write it down. Put it together. What did I do? How did I do it? How did people perceive it? So if you do it this way, if you do it again, you most probably will succeed at it. So the numbers is not in making 1 or 2 shirts for people and then going off and just blowing that money. No, put it back. I started my business with 25K. I'm not even joking. I was rock bottom broke. I'd been out of work. I went away and I was embarrassed with myself. Like, I'd been working. What do I do with myself? So I had to hide under the covers, try it out, wrote it down, repeat it. I have never had any funding for my business. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Never. No funding. Now I'm looking for funding. I'm ready to scale. So, but, you know, it happens. So the numbers is where it happens. Don't do it today, fold your arms and go and chill for 1 week because you've made 100K today. 100K is not a lot of money anymore. You know, even 1 million is not a lot of money anymore. So work at the numbers. Don't be afraid. If you've done the basic, you've done the foundation of making sure that everything is right, everything is good, you're putting out your best work, you most certainly would. People would come up for you. So, in Nigeria, our culture is, you know, mutual respect. It is concern. That is how we were originally built. That is our culture. That is what we know. We're not Westerns who don't care about each other. Oh, hi and go. We want to know our children's names. We want to know each other's birthdays. Oh, somebody's father died. You want to be there for that person. So don't regard yourself as just this person's tailor or this person's designer. It is very important. Start this from your suppliers to your influencers. It is very important. If you build relationships so good, I'm telling you, you will do things that will make it seem like you're a billionaire, and you're not. It's because you've kept good relationship. If you know your supplier's name, maybe it's a man, you know his wife. Ah, madam, how are you today? You are really warm, genuinely warm. You ask about his family. If you go to him and you want a credit line, he will give it to you. If you go to your influencer who is charging ₦1 million for a post, if you have a good relationship, believe me, you will get posted for free. So relationship is key. You have to keep, you know, a warm and intimate relationship. I know your business will grow in such a way that, you know, you can't keep up with everybody. But genuinely interact and just curate and just nurture those relationships for those times, those important times. It will not be every day. But those times are important because it will come in handy, because most of the time, money will not be necessary for some things, most of the things that you need for your business. So that is that. Continue to grow yourself, continue to do research. There's a lot of resources, like I said, and because of the nature of fashion, it's changing. There's something called fashion, oh Lord, I can't remember now. I can't remember the name. But there's, you know, projections into the future, what to expect. I can't remember the name for it right now. But you need to look into those things. Those things are important for following trends and delivering on what, you know, people want. Fashion also is one of those areas that has been there for years. It will be there for years to come. So you have to continue to innovate. I am certain this shirt I'm wearing today is available in like 100 forms, right? Because there are 101 million people who have created the same thing. But you have to continue to innovate in such a way that it becomes peculiar to you, it becomes unique to you. You have to find something. So and we're so many people, and the space is large enough for all of us, you know, so this is important to your business. Create that niche, and, you know, just hone on what it is that you do. You would know you would know about your competition, but they're not the first priority for you as a fashion entrepreneur, because these things are there. I mean, even if it's not available this year, trust me, it's coming back next year. So create your own, you know, designs and unique way. And for me, the last part of growing your business or succeeding at your business is also doing good. By doing good, I mean, you know, giving back. Not necessarily, you know, the charitable way. That's one part of it. But employing people who are really, you know, good at what they do. They are creative people who are actually good. You're not going to jump on the next best, you know, tailor because that person is been known already. Bring people up. Train people. People will go. People will come and go. There's nothing you can do about that. But if you keep a good relationship with these people that you work with, you're doing good. You're feeding tons of families that you don't even know of, you know, and the ripple effect comes back to you. So don't think that this person is a fresher. I don't have that time. You started somewhere as well. So it's important to take people along with you. Put out that good there, and be sure that it will come back to you. So this is the end of my nuggets, my cocktail of what I did, and I hope that it helps somebody. All right.
Please, can we make the ovation louder? Thank you so much, Mrs. Tinuke Abdurrahim. Wow. Now, how many of us took notes? If you jotted something, can I see your hands? I think the mistake you will do today is think that the secret she has released today is just applicable for the fashion world. Yes, that will be your greatest undoing today, because the creative world is interwoven. And she has said so much, and personally I'm beginning to weigh myself across the scales of the points she has released. Once again, please, can we put our hands together for her? Thank you so much. That was really impactful. For those of us who didn't take note, let me do a quick recap. She started with trends awareness. You must know the trends, know what is happening around you. You must know your market environment. Very importantly, your family is not your market. That one hit me hard. Yes, some of us release films, and it doesn't go beyond the phones of our family members. So your family is not your market. Consistency. There will be obstacles, but keeping on. Branding. Yes, branding. Quality over name. Those of us who are in filmmaking, you want to use the latest cameras, the latest equipment. You wait until you land the A-list actors. Creating online presence, then use the products. Yes. In African parlance, they say a good herbalist doesn't need a signpost. Yeah? Now people where you attend to, they refer other people. Also, target the numbers. Turnover counts. Then build a good relationship. Yes, with your customers, with your clients, with those you work with as well. Then do good. And at some point, you have to give back. Please put your hands together for her, because she has given back. She has come to give back. We sincerely appreciate you. Very quickly, we'll move to the next program on our agenda. But please, we would like to obstruct the arrangement we have and move to agenda number 9. For wanting of time and because some people need to be somewhere else so quickly. I know we all need to be somewhere. We'll go straight to the panel discussion and networking. That's going to last for just 15 minutes, and we'll take short speeches from industry representatives, the IDICE rep, the CBN rep, the Bank of Industry rep. Are they here? So we'll attend to all of them, and to anchor that session is no other person than Patience Nwadiso Eze. Please, I massacred the name of it. It happens. Please put your hands together for her. So consider that as a new christening. But I really like to pronounce your name. What's the pronunciation? Nwadiso.
Ne.
Oh, not Nwa. Sorry, it's Ne. Please put your hands together for her. Of course, Nwadiso means what does it mean? Literally. Mother. Holy Mother. Nwadiso too. Holy Child.
He's talking about giving reference to women.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Please put your hands together for her.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'll be privileged to be hosting this session, and I'm excited about it because of the people we're going to have on the panelist seat. So with me here will be, sorry, let this seat be centralized so that, and I think I'm permitted to sit as well. No, just 3 is okay. Yeah, thank you. So I would like to welcome Mr. Chidi Uku. Also joining us here is Mr. Desmond Utowem. You're welcome, sir. Yes, please sit. Yes. Can we have one more? Or this? No, the mic. Or this only? Please, sit. In as much as I would have loved to do the introduction, I do prefer you people introduce yourselves because there are so many things you're doing that I do not know. And I'm sure everyone here wants to network. Everyone here wants to know 1 or 2 things about you. Because when they see you tomorrow outside here, they really want to be able to relate with you. So please, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, and good to see you again. And thanks, Paul Gold and everybody. It's a real honor to be here. My name is Chidi Uku. I'm a content creator. I make content for radio, television, and film. And I also have very deep love for theater, which is one of the things that we're doing very currently. Yeah, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the organizers of the program. I want to say I appreciate this very honor to be here. My name is Desmond Utowem. I'm a journalist, primarily. I always want to see myself as a journalist because that is my foundation before every other thing. I'm also a rights activist because I do that for the media practitioners. I haven't suffered brutality. I thought I should use myself, just like Malala, to also fight for the rights of other journalists. I'm a content developer also, as a movie maker, just like my friend. And I also am very enthusiastic about the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. Thank you.
That clapping is too small. So, our topic of discussion today shall be emerging trends in creative entrepreneurs. So, entrepreneurship. So, and I know many of us are here with biro and paper. Please don't make the mistake you made the first time when she was speaking and they say how many people took notes, and I noticed many people did not. Please, even if it's with your phone, make sure you're putting something down so that you won't leave here the same way you came. We won't be happy. Thank you. So, sir, please, I want you to help enlighten us on this emerging trend in the current 2023 and what we're expecting beyond.
Yeah. I think we've all, when we speak about trends that are emerging, we have all experienced the causes of those trends. And I think that clearly the COVID pandemic signaled a very hard if you like, transition point. It affected everything, and not least of all, the creative industries. In fact, in some cases, the creative industries were some of the last ones to sort of recover and try to come back on stream. In some cases, certainly in some of the industries or subsectors like theater and such. And so that's a very clear sort of hard point. And many things have occurred since then, I think, that have set new trends. Some of those are obviously some of the things that our first speaker spoke of, which is how the transition to the online space has become even more accelerated. But I'd like to jump quickly, in the interest of time, to a more recent trend, which I think is also the part of the fallout of being locked down and, social distancing. And that is the accelerated growth of artificial intelligence in the way that any and everything is done. I was speaking with some of my teammates, I think just a few days ago, and I was saying, look, some of the jobs that we're doing now are already on their way out. We know this. We don't need to ask too many questions. I'll give you a hard anecdote. I was speaking with a B-lister in Hollywood just on Sunday. We had a call, and we were talking about the writers' strike and the actors' strike that's going on now. And she was telling me how she couldn't promote any of her works. Yeah, she could talk about herself, but there were lots of rules about what she could or couldn't do. And I asked her, how long where do you see this going? And she said, well, frankly, she doesn't see it lasting very long, but I think it is clear that there's already a shift happening. This sort of thing has not happened in Hollywood in decades. Literally, in tens of years, in scores of years, this has not happened in Hollywood. Now, as creatives, I think what we must do is ask ourselves how this is going to affect our work, our craft, and the people who receive that craft. Part of the reason for the strikes in Hollywood include the impact of artificial intelligence, or the potential impact of artificial intelligence in the work that they do. I've asked ChatGPT before. I just said, you know what? I came up with a story. True. I did a voice. In one other assignment not related to this, I said, do this by 35%, reduce this by 35%. And it did. So, a time is coming, I think, in closing, in my own view, and from my corner of how I observe our arts, when everything is going to be standardized by a certain benchmark, because everybody has access to the same tools. The question for us, I think, will be in our originality. And by the way, I use that term carefully because some people will argue that actually AI can be more original depending on the kind of prompts that you use. And I'm only mentioning AI as one trend because it's the most, currently the most, yeah. But what will stand you out from what everybody else can do, I think, is going to be something about your humanness and something about your ability to manipulate the systems in ways that others can't. Lastly, I know I said I was closing. I realized that some of the top films about to be released in Hollywood were shot on the equivalent of DSLRs. And so they've stopped some. I think you also mentioned, the tools. You think, oh, I'm going to shoot with an Alexa, Red. This, I'm waiting for that to happen. When I have that, then I'll be ready. I think you already missed the train. So these are my thoughts, and I'm very interested to know what others think. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. over to you. I want to ask you, what is the future of the creative entrepreneurship industry, or the entrepreneurship and arts and entertainment industry let's just say, in the next 10 years? Let's just look at it that way.
I wish I knew about next 10 years. Okay, but I can talk about maybe just a peep back into the past.
Okay.
Because if you want to forecast into the future, you need to know where you are coming from. All right, match it with the reality of the present day, and probably envisage what the future might bring. I think I need to first of all salute our first speaker. Yeah, I sat down there and I was just observing everything she was saying. She did justice to it. What you said was not about fashion alone. It cuts across everything. You can actually apply it to anything you do, including filmmaking, even in journalism, where I think is my, yes. I also want to salute my brother here, because he took us to Hollywood, all right? But I will try and bring us back to Nigeria. I'm not sure many of us could actually relate with the level of his knowledge in terms of how far it has gone, but we can actually break it down. I don't know how many of us remember cassette. The cassette, both VHS and the radio cassette. How many of us remember? I was looking at the biro, the pen in Nendiso's hand, and I was remembering how we used to roll cassettes then. And if your cassettes, if you're playing it and by accidentally it cuts, all right, you have to start looking for sellotape and all of those things to do, because you still want to enjoy that music, right? Today, I'm not sure my children even know what cassette is. The other day I was looking at my traveling bag, which carries all the cassettes, because I'm a lover of music, all right? I can't play any of them these days, because there are even no device to play them, no matter how much I love it. There is one musician then, his name is Lieutenant Shotgun, all right? He was among the class of the, Daniel Wilson and all that. I'm sorry, I'm speaking of above your head for the younger ones among us. I'm also not too old, but at least I was able to relate with some of those people. You know, I look for the song everywhere. Online, I didn't find it because I loved the song then. I have to call him. I looked for his number and I called him. He too was looking for how to transfer the song from that original state, the turntable, the cassette, to the level where we can play it now. He's not been able to do that. He said the turntable he has, the pin in it is damaged. And because that pin is damaged, he can't play it. And if he cannot play it, he can't extract the song from the original state to where people can play it today. What has happened? The song is lost. That is what has happened. Except he's able to get that original device. That is the reality we find ourselves today. Many people have done so many things, all right? Maybe you are stuck to the old ways of doing things, just like our curricula in school is today. Thank you to British Council, because at least you are taking us beyond the level that our regular classrooms left us. I say this because I have seen what is happening in the creative industry. I'll cite another example. I don't know how many of us also remember A Night of 1,000 Laughs. If you remember then, there is one man that was so into it as at that time. His name is Okpa Williams. Kudos to him, because he's one of our senior bros in the industry. All right? The only time you get to laugh is because Okpa Williams makes you laugh. You have to wait for the next cassette to come out. Later, it's moved to CDs. All right? I remember the first time I saw CDs, I used it as a mirror. But this time around, it's not even fashionable anymore. I don't know how many of you still buy CDs. All right? That is why our brothers in Idumota and Coles are no longer making as much money as they used to make from piracy. All right? So, that was the only time we could laugh as at that time. You have to wait for every season, every episode of it to come out before you play and you laugh. But there's a shift already. Like my brother noted, today, you don't need to wait for any comedian. All you need is this. Everything, there's a convergence. Everything is inside this place. All right? You don't need to rush home to go and watch your network news by 9 o'clock. You watch it here. Even your DSTV is here. If you cannot subscribe to your DSTV here, you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook. That is how far we have moved with things. So still relating the Okpa Williams incident, he made an example of what COVID did to us. And so many comedians, they moved away from the stand-up comedies, which you have to bring all of them inside one hall and they start cracking jokes. You have comedians now. There are Instagram comedians, TikTok comedians, YouTube comedians, Facebook comedians, and they are all making money. I must tell you this. I was looking at the page of Mr. Funny, I think it's Sabino's, right? And across all the social media platforms, he has about 10 million followers. 10 million. All right? You know what 10 million people can do to you by their likes, their shares, and everything. The first speaker talked about online presence. And that is the new market. The commerce, as in the commercial potential of online is far, far bigger than whatever you can think. I don't know how many people you can talk to on a regular basis that you sell this. Maybe when she started her business, the fashion business, and she was to talk to people around her, I don't know how many she would have been able to talk to. But all you needed, or all she needed, was to put it online. And everybody could connect. And you don't need to know anybody. All right? Thank God there is a way that you can also boost your post these days. Good to have generic, organic followers, but you can also boost this. It gets to people, okay? And at the end of the day, of course, you make so much money. The last example I want to quickly cite is, in the same creative world, you don't need all the money to start. You don't. A friend of mine does some of these production, skits and all of those things, making so much money at the moment. He does the recording, he does everything, he does the scripting in his head and all that. Kudos to my brother here, who does our later tea and all of that, doing great jobs. But there are people that could actually start from a lower level, all right? As you do that, recently he was telling me that somebody just reached out to her that he wanted them to do a production, and the person was bringing him money into it. So, started from where you are, you can actually grow to the extent that people will invest in your business. All you needed to do was to take advantage of the new trends in the industry. If you were doing anything and you were still trying to put it in the cassette, because you had a trailer load of cassette you were trying to import into the country and all of those things, today is wasted. That money, you can't recover it because people have moved on. If you do music, you know, you can stream more songs on Boomplay and all of that today, and you rake in money. There are some artists you probably do not know in Nigeria today, as in terms of concerts and all that, but they are making far more money from what they stream online than anything. I will just cite an example, all right? Just like we see it in other creative, the regular sector, we also see it in the gospel. I don't know how many of us know Moses Bliss. He's a gospel artist I'm very, very pleased with. All right? His presence online is massive. I was checking him out in relation to other gospel artists. The highest you see with some is maybe 70,000 followers and all that. But Moses runs into millions across all social media platforms. On Instagram alone, it's over 1 million. On Instagram alone. All right? You go on Twitter, any song he has runs into tens of millions. You don't need to have a concert. You don't need people to buy your CDs before you make money. All you just need to do is to put a very good song out there, promote it, and people will buy. That is the reality of where we are. So where we will be in another 10 years. Of course, I don't have that clairvoyant spirit to look into the next 10 years. But I can tell you that it's going to be a convergence of digital, physical, and biological. That is where we are going. That is my summary about it. All right? A convergence of digital, physical, and biological. I think I would like to end it here for the meantime. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope everyone is taking notes because you'll be given an opportunity to ask questions in case you have any. So just put down your question and find a way to pass it through our MC, one of our MCs, so that they can get it across to us. We'll be able to take 1 or 2 questions before we round up. So I want to say, sir, for, should I say a small you, or should I say for someone somewhere looking up to you and is about to start but don't know how to go about it? I know you people have said so much about what would you like to say to such a person that love what you're doing, would love to start? Of course, we've heard here that money should not be the basic. You understand? Shouldn't say, okay, because I don't have money, I cannot start. From what she said, from what he said, from what he's saying. I know many of us here want to do 1 or 2 things, but we're waiting for big people. Like, I was really moved when she said she have not had any external investor. And I was like, wow. Because personally, I do what I'm doing, and I've not really had, I have friends and 1 or 2 organizations that support me, but not big, you know, that kind of thing. And sometimes I would be, oh, when will I get that big, you know? But when she said it and seeing where she is and what she's doing, I was very, very much encouraged. So I want to ask, what would you say to someone who is watching from online and may feel like, okay, sir, this is what, I'm having challenges in this way or that way. What advice do you have for such a person? And sorry, before you continue, please, those using the computer, please check if we have any question from online viewers. We'd like to take 1 or 2 from them too. Okay, sir.
First of all, I think that you would be making a mistake. I mean, it's great to be inspired by, you know, people who have gone ahead and done the sort of thing you want to do. But it's very clear now that you would be doing yourself a big disservice if you were thinking you want to be like somebody else. The world is, the space, the way that you have even described it now means that the possibilities are limitless. So the first thing I'd say is you need to be original and be the first of your name rather than the one who's the next Spielberg or the next T.Y. Bello or whatever. I'd like to hack back to what Tinuke said in her talk, really good talk, thank you, about family. Because when you say you're starting out, that's one of the spaces, and I've found that this is some kind of a common denominator that people kind of first of all encounter when you're starting out. And I've said sometimes to some younger friends that, in fact, when someone has asked me in the past a few times, look, what can I do, what should I do? It sounds almost as though I'm discouraging them. Because in the industry and in the arts, you could find easier ways if what you're trying to do is make money. That's the truth. If what you want to do is make money, or, I don't know, be famous or whatever, you know, you could find easier ways, I think. But you have to be able to determine for yourself that you are bringing something that is truly different, that is truly required, that is truly needed in your industry, whatever that is. I remember a personal story of my mother when I was starting out, and I finished school, and I didn't do badly at all in school. But I was attending auditions, and you know, after a while she got concerned. She was like, look, you need to get a job, you know? And I could see her concern. And I did take a job. I took a job as close to the arts that I loved and I believed I was called to as I could find. And long story, I kind of avoided doing what she kind of felt was good for me. I don't say that to say disobey your family or parents, but the people who love you the most are going to advise you based on what they understand of the world. When they say don't do that, or this is not going to work, it's because they genuinely care about you. But if you listen to them, you're going to go way off course. And that to me is one of the biggest challenges when you're starting out in this business or in these arts, but I like business, that people are looking at you and are concerned for your well-being. Thank God for the likes of the British Council and for Paul Gold and all those who are trying to kind of organically grow the ecosystem around creatives. But if you find yourself in a space where it doesn't look like there's support, you've got to know for yourself that you really have something to deliver. And then, while you listen to the people who love you and are trying to steer you onto a safe pathway, remember that that safe pathway is the one that's going to lead you into mediocrity. That one where they think just, do it, don't stray too far from the thing we know. Once you kind of bend your thoughts and your mind and your will towards that safe pathway, you are not about to do something extraordinary. You're not about to do something that's going to make you stand out, in which case, don't bother. So, I don't know if I answered your question. Somebody might have think you were talking about money, about, as Tinuke said, she started with 25,000 naira. If she did not believe very strongly, she told you she had her moment where she had to go pretty much underground and just evaluate herself and ask herself, what is it that I am bringing? And I think she did very well for herself. All right, God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, I don't know, do we have any question before we take the final words from them? Online, physical? Okay, thank you. Your final word, please.
Okay, I would like to say that two things, basically. I think the first has to do with knowledge, all right? We need to keep learning what is happening in and around us, all right? Talking about trends, you won't get to know what the trends are if you don't seek knowledge, all right? That is where I also want to still thank the organizers of this very program, because you have brought knowledge to us. I wish I had a time when you told me about this. I would have been part of it, I would be. I will say this because it has happened before. When I wanted to go into movie making, I was already an entrepreneur, a chief executive, if you don't mind, all right? But I thought it was basic for me to seek knowledge. And the closest and the best I could get around me was to go to Afrigos. Pogo this year. I speak about it every time, all right? I went to Afrigos, all right? I remember that very day I was the first in the class when it was time to learn. And I gathered all the knowledge I could gather there, all right? Made all the necessary connection, networking I could get from there. And I started off. And at least from then, I've been able to achieve something with movie making. I want to say thank you for that. Why am I saying this? Nobody is too big for knowledge. And there is no time that is too late for you to seek knowledge. And the day you stop learning, somebody says you start. Okay, I didn't want to use that word. You used it. All right? So you don't stop learning. All right? Trained by the word, the definition has to do with what is happening. All right? And you know that there are so many people that today don't know how to manipulate this mobile phone because they have refused to learn. They don't know. They want to do anything like this, they still give it to somebody to help them do it. Whereas you can interact with this. There are still people, particularly in the civil service today, that do not know how to operate a simple laptop. They will still write for you, long hands, and give to somebody to type for them. Print it out, make all the necessary correction on the printed copy, take it back and do the corrections. They are still there. Those people will never know what trends is all about. That is why the future is for the youth, for the young people. And you can tell that the number of young people in Nigeria, for example. And if you look at the number you also have, that is also an advantage to the creative industry. Because if you look at what population is, thank God for the population of Nigeria. If you look at what it is, all right, you can actually leverage on that population. And beyond that is the fact that the world is the stage, not your bedroom, not your family still borrowing from your world. It's not your family, it's the world that is your stage. If you look at the music industry today, Selena Gomez recently gave kudos to Rema, saying that Rema has transformed his life. That is from Nigeria. That is from Nigeria. All right? It used to be the other way around, that Nigerians are seeking collaborations with those guys in America. But this time around, Rema has to put Selena Gomez on the billboard. That is a transformation that is happening. And that's only happened because people extended to the outside world. So we don't need to hold up ourselves inside one small room and keep thinking that one uncle, one auntie, some family members, some community members. As a matter of fact, your community these days is the global stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much once again. I appreciate you for coming. God bless you for your time. Thank you very much. And please, in case you forget everything you've learned, don't forget to keep learning, relearning, and unlearn so that you can learn more. Thank you.
Please, once again, a round of applause. Thank you very much, Patience, Nadine, so for doing justice to that particular section. Okay, next, I still have to bring on the stage again. I have to bring Mr. Paul Gold, please. Just Paul Gold. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time being here. I believe we're learning something. If you're learning something, may I just see your hand? Okay, that's fine. All our facilitators came very early, very, very early. Tinoke came in, first person. I wasn't expecting at that time, even before, I think 30 minutes before time. Dimbo was here also very much early. Same with everybody. We really, really appreciate you making out this time out of your very tight schedule. I understand what you have to do. I'll be bringing up Dimbo Atia to take us on his own keynote, to deliver his own keynote. But please permit me to do this because, of course, when you have mothers and a combination of mother, lawyer, and fashionpreneur in the house, and you have some other combinations yet around. Yes, the schedules are quite tight. So I'd like for us to take the picture for the facilitators, because if any of you leave, then we don't have that intact. So I'd like for us to take that just now. Chidi, thank you so much. Desmond, thank you so much. That was really, really, really big. Please, can we have this down? Right after this picture, Mr. Dimbo Atia has the mic to deliver his keynote. I guess up will be better. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I got cheated there. I got cheated there. Okay, so he won't leave without hearing Dimbo speak. So please make welcome, like I did announce and introduce him before. I mean, you want to hear this man. Sorry, by the way, my daughter will not forgive me if I don't say this. She's been doing a lot of monologues and been tagging you. Yes. And she was not happy that she has an exam today, and she's also an alum, what's it called? She's graduating also from the SoCreative. She's one of the first batch that finished, and she's like, so Mr. Dimbo is going to be here and I'm not present. So she says, to deliver her message to you. Please put your hands together for Dimbo Atia.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. So apologies. No, I'm fine. Apologies. I had to bully them into pushing me forward because my wife just got back from a trip. I had to send my brother to pick her from the airport because I had promised I was going to be here. And already I'm getting messages. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And if you are married and you are here, you know what that means. So if you people don't want the dinner for me today, I better answer to this call. But it's such an honor and a privilege to be invited to be here. Thank you very much. 15 years ago, British Council started a project called Creative Lives. I think that was what started all of these creative initiatives, because it started 15 years ago. And I was privileged to be among the first 100 young creative entrepreneurs in Nigeria to benefit from that project. Yes, and I can confidently tell you that part of my success in the creative industry started because of Creative Lives. I remember very well the theme for the project. This was at the Lagos Business School. It was titled Talent is Not Enough. Yes. So you're very talented, but you're not making money from it. So the idea was, you know what, we need to pull these guys into a space, find out what is it that they can do and then help them out so that they can succeed with their talents. And I think that pretty much is what the British Council is trying to achieve here. So congratulations to those of you who are graduating today. Please, can I see the graduating students today? Those of you who are graduating today, please clap for yourselves. And then I need you guys to repeat after me. Please say Wahala. Wahala. Say Wahala. Wahala. Because that is where you people are going to. Okay, so all these guys have said all the lofty, beautiful things that you need to hear. And trust me, everything that they've said, from Tinike to Desmond to Chidi, they have said profound things from the books and from the logics of business and everything that you must follow. But for me, I'm going to scatter that table because it is Nigeria that you people are stepping out into the creative space. There is madness in this creative space. Hold on to what they have told you people, but also listen to what I'm about to say. Let's balance this conversation, Abi. That's why I'm here. Some of you here are going to cry in the next 1 year because you're not going to understand what's happening. I'm going to be very honest with you. So let me give you a scenario. There is a dining table that is round. Imagine that is the creative space in Nigeria, that dining table. And that dining table is full. Like there's everybody, there are people sitting by that dining table and they're eating. Some of us, we are outside the door. We have not even entered inside the room. There are people in that dining. There are some that have already entered the room. They are standing by the dining. People like me, we are still outside. You know where you are? You know that petrol station? That's where you're coming. That's where the line is. That's where you're going to, because there is the creative space in Nigeria. As much as it's supposed to be big, is limited. I'm being very honest with you. It is narrow, it is limited. Some people have decided that they're going to put roadblocks. Those of you who are coming from behind, you have to wait. It's almost a replica of what the governance system in Nigeria is. It's simple. You know, in Nigeria, we duplicate ourselves in so many ways. So governance is the same thing. You go to the creative space, the same thing. People are not allowing people to move. I'm being very honest with you right now. It is an honest fight. It's a shocker that you must understand before you step out of this graduating feeling like, oh, now that I've graduated from this thing, oh no, everything is going to be fine. Hallelujah if it happens to you. But manage your expectations, because it is brutal out there and it is not easy to jump in there. Does that sound very scary? Is it? Are you people afraid already? You are not afraid already? Oh, okay, that's good. I like that. I like that confidence. Truth is, the creative space in Nigeria is circulating in one spot, and it's almost like people are refusing to innovate. And so there is a certain, what do I use now? Where there is a certain expectations from those of us who consume, what do you call it, the content that we create in the Nigerian space. So when they started talking about trends, while I agree with them, that is also the problem that we have with the industry. Trends. Nigerians like trends. So somebody starts something now, somebody wants to do the same thing. Before you know it, 50 people are doing the same thing, and they're stealing from each other, and we're circulating the same content. That is the problem with trends. That's what I have a problem with. There's nothing wrong with it. It just says to you, this is what's happening at this spot right now. So how do you deal with this situation? I'm going to use myself as an example. When I decided I was going to go into this, and I jumped into this by mistake. It wasn't a childhood dream. I didn't have a board on the wall like Chidi. Chidi, you know Chidi's an Ajabota. I'm sure he had like one board on the, like 5 years from now, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. All you Ajabotas, you know what I'm talking about. Like you guys have, what they call that thing? Vision board. See, I don't even know what they call it. Some of you have vision boards. You have it, you know, it's on the wall. Everything looks like, no, mine, I did not even know what filmmaking was about. I had no idea what this industry was about. I actually jumped into it. My story is simple. I went to school to study urban and regional planning. Who does urban and regional planning? And I was in this part of the world, like I was going to graduate and be doing city grids, like I'll be demarcating land and making sure that people don't build on roads or something. That's what I was studying in school, urban and regional planning. Of course, I was just there, and then we organized riot in school. We were chased away from school. I was staying at home doing nothing, and the Nigerian Institute of Journalism opened in Jos. Turned out that the lady who was heading the school is my mother's best friend. Came to the house one day and saw me uselessing myself, if there's a word like that. And she said to my mom, send this boy to come to this school. Let him come, at least come and be doing something. This was how I promise you, I'm not even lying. This was how I went to school that day. The first day, I was dragging, because in my head, I'm like, what is this? Journalism? Me, to go and be a journalist. He's looking at me. No, I'm being very honest. I was like, what is this? Journalism? No, how? So I end up doing work at PRTV Jos or one NTA. I'm telling you, be that I was doing urban and regional planning, you know, I was looking down on journalists because I was going to Institute of Journalism. So I got to the school, and that's how everything started. The first day in school, when I went to register, I was put in a class. I walked in, and this very strong Fulani man with strong British and Hausa accent taught us radio production. Mala, I'll never forget this man in my life. The best class I'd ever attended in my life, that first class. And that was when I decided I was going to come back the following day. And then I came back the following day, and then I came back, and then I started realizing that I had creative juice. That was how the thing started. So I did not have, it wasn't an agenda. My parents did not take me to school. They didn't teach me, you know, your career path. Some of you that your parents were following you since you were small, they know that you're going to be Declan Rice one day. They'll be giving you football, you know, making sure. No, that was not my story. Mine was completely. So when I got and I found out that this was what I wanted to do at some point, then the question now started. So you're going to do this in, how are you going to do this in different ways? So we're coming to this idea now that everybody is doing everything. So how do you, somebody said something one time and it changed my entire life. He said an entrepreneur is somebody that looks for problems and solves them. Simple interpretation of what it means. Definition. So you see a problem and then you solve it. For example, if I'm sitting there and I realize that there's something wrong with this bottle, it is not, it looks very heavy, like it's not classy enough. If I give you this bottle to hold now, you will not carry it about. Because you're classy and you're chic, you're a babe, you know. And I said to myself, what if the bottle is more girly, so that girls can actually hold it and it now turns to something, hey! No, I'm just saying. So I've solved the problem, Abi, because there's no girl that will carry this and be going about. I'm just giving you an example. So when I decided I was going to do this thing, the first thing that came to my mind was I psyched myself up. Say, I'm good at this thing, I can do this thing. That's what I told myself. Then the challenge is, okay, but there are other people that are doing it, so how are you going to be different? And then I started looking for how I was going to be different. I'm telling you people something now. You're going to step out of this place and you need to start searching yourself, like they said. You need to start searching. What is it that you can do very well? So I decided that I was going to go into this film thing and I'm going to be one of the best in this country. How? At this point, mainstream television in Nigeria didn't have any northern representation. Every Hausa man or northerner in Nollywood TV or whatever was opening gates selling Indomie with the big accent. Abi? In the longest time that I could remember, the first time anybody saw a high-class aristocratic, what I call a family from northern Nigeria, was Sons of the Caliphate. That changed Nollywood completely. Because I remember the day we did the premiere of Sons of the Caliphate. A journalist walked up to me after that and said to me, he said, this is people's story is sweet, but is this how they do it in the north? You know why? Because there was already a mindset about northern Nigeria. People did not believe that people could speak good English. Yeah, I am telling you, Lagosians, you know how when you are there, you don't know anything. I promise you, there were Lagosians that didn't believe that you could find correct, even when there were people in leadership position, they just felt like the story was just too far-fetched, like we're just exaggerating. I said to him, I said, you see all this shakara that people are doing in Lagos, blocking road to do party for 5 hours. Come to northern Nigeria, it's 10 days that are doing party every day. That's how they spend money. So we had a scene where Diko had money at the back of his car. I went to see this chick, she was forming, he drove to a car stand, said they should give him this car, opened the boot, took money and paid the guy. The guy was saying, hey, this is exaggeration. I said, really? You guys don't know what I'm talking about. But it changed everything because suddenly people started realizing, wait, this thing is possible. Oh. I had Rogers Ofime, I'll call his name. There was that guy is a principality when it comes to production in this country. Rogers Ofime was huge. I was sitting there in my office in Zoxis one day. They came and told me that Rogers was at my door. I said, wait, who? They said Rogers or Fimi. I said, hold on. Somebody that had been sending mails to begging him to give me at least 1-2 Africa Magic films to produce was at my door. Rogers walked into my door. I said to me, oh boy, I wanted to see this guy that is doing these northern stories. What I'm about to do is I'm about to move here for the next 5 years. I want to tell northern stories like you have done. Change everything. You know what that thing did to me that day? In my head, I was like, wait, oh, you're onto something. If principalities like Rogers are coming to you, you need to consolidate on this scene. I just decided to name myself King of the North. So that is how it's going to be. I insisted that I was going to be a strong force when it comes to telling stories from this part of the Niger. I can't go to Lagos and tell a Lagos story. Not that I cannot. But there are so many producers telling Lagos stories. So guys, I'm just telling you now that you have to find something to be different about. It's very, very important that you find that niche. Something that says, I am doing different. You're going to do a skit. Please do it differently. Find another angle to this. I don't know what it is. You want to sing? Let me tell you something about trends. Don Jazzy said something in a recent interview. He could not sign Davido. He couldn't sign Burna Boy. Even Tiwa Savage came and left. There's who? He couldn't sign Wizkid. Do you know what came to my mind when I was thinking about this thing? I was like, these guys were smart too. Maybe they even saw the fact that, wait, if we join this Don Jazzy, we're going to be doing the same thing that they're doing in that thing. Because check out all the people that he named. They're the biggest in the world right now. And I'm not taking anything from Don Jazzy. That guy is amazing. He has done so much for the industry. But check it and see that there is a level in which everybody that comes out from Don Jazzy, from him, stops. Maybe it's intentional. He wants them to be here. I take you here and then you move forward. But look at every other person that did not sign with him on a global stage right now. Thames, thank you. By the way, Cordera is in the house. If you don't know who Cordera is, please clap for him. I was going to say that later. That is a colossus in the music industry in this country. I'm not even talking, you guys are privileged to be in the presence of a man like Cordera. I promise you. When some of us came from the village with leaves, this man was already doing the thing. So, bottom line, and let me round up quickly. Bottom line is that you have to find something that makes you different, something that people are running to you to see, how did you do it? And it might not come easy, it might not be, no. It has to be careful thinking. It is planning. It is deliberate strategizing to get to that place. You must understand it. It's not just, you just wake up and, no, it has to be, my journey has been carefully crafted. I've been very, very diligent and very, very deliberate about where I was going to with this. My focus wasn't money. Don't get me wrong. Money is good, and if you're making money, please make money. I'm married to an Igbo woman. Yes, I'm married to an Igbo woman. You know what that means? Now, wait first. That is, how much is the profit? My wife is borderline genius. She's a sophisticated woman. Don't get it twisted. She works, she stays abroad. She's a fine, correct woman. But when it comes to money, now let's talk it. How much is coming? How much is going? Me, I am the reckless type. I was brought up in a way where money did not matter anything. We were so poor that we couldn't save. So up till tomorrow, I don't know what saving is. I'm being very honest with you guys. If there's any saving in my family, it's my wife. She's the one that can budget 30,000 in a month and stay with 30,000 in a month. You cannot move unless you are dying. That is how God paired us. Me, you see me. Money entered now. Oh, let's go. That is me. We spend it because that's how it works for me. But you must be diligent. You must be deliberate about the things that you do. One of the biggest things that I say always, I'm a Christian, I'm born again, and I don't know if it's okay if I say it here. My biggest act of worship is excellence. You see me, I cannot pray for 1 hour, and I'm being very honest with you guys. The way I communicate with God, I could be driving from here to my house in Dawaki and we have a conversation with God. Before I get home, he says things to me. I understand that. There's a level in which I go to. Don't get me wrong, prayer is important. My wife can do 12 to 6 a.m. But me, after the first 20 minutes, I like the words that you can't find. You know how you, okay, so what am I going to say now? So you just start doing the but in my heart, God knows that we have communicated. But you see, excellence, when it comes to anything that has to do with me, my integrity, anything that has to do with God reflecting in me, it is excellence. I don't care how you say it. I will not compromise because I won't. It's not possible. I'd rather go hungry than compromise because I want to put money in my pocket. That is me. If you can find a way to make excellence and still make money in your pocket, that's absolutely okay. This country just has a way of frustrating you. I'm just saying my own now. Everybody that works with me will tell you, when it comes to Mr. Dimbo, don't try it. I was far away out of this country, at home, chilling and resting. I left my team working, and they sent me a clip of one of the scenes that they shot that day. And this guy walks in with rubber plastic flowers to come and see this girl. If you see the way I started shouting from there, I said, are you people mad? Plastic flowers in my production, is something wrong with you? They say that they were trying to cut costs. I say, you are who? How much is this bunch of flowers that you could not go and buy real flowers? They are doing plastic. They shot it all over again. They did it. They had to. Because I can't compromise on that. See, excellence would take you places to open doors. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm sitting there, people are calling me, I'm rejecting to do things. Not because I am too good. Just because it gets to a point where sometimes you have to balance yourself. Because everybody will come at you. Because they think they know what you can do. They will come at you. So if I don't want to work, it's not because work is not coming, it's because I'm not accepting work. Why? Because people know you with that excellence. So when you step out of this place and you want to be different, I bet you that one thing that will flow to this difference is excellence. Don't compromise on it. Nobody should tell you mediocre is not the way. You were the one that was talking about mediocre earlier. It's not possible. If this thing is 100,000 naira and that is the most that you can get or the least you can get, and that thing will push whatever you're doing forward, please pay for it. Because down the line, I walk into places and people call my name and I'm surprised that they know me. I promise you. I'm humble like that. I always feel like people don't know me, but it's a shocker. We walked into the airport. We were traveling with my wife. We got to the airport and we were going to immigration. Is it custom immigration with our passport? The guy sitting down there, Kong House man, looked at me. He said, "Oh, Mr. Dimbo." I was like, "Wait, I said, "Sorry, sir, I don't know." He said, No, you don't know me. We're huge fans of Sons of the Caliph. If I tell my wife that I've met you, she will start screaming." This is how me and my wife were just looking at each other. But that is a man. The man that we went to do one seminar somewhere at a hotel. And then I came to the reception. The girl like, "Hey, Mr. Dimbo." Hey, in my head, the first thing that came to my mind is that if I carry now, if they say I carry now, they will not catch me. No, I'm not saying. I had no idea that people know, but most times it's simply because there's something about excellence. There's something about quality. There's something about the good things that you do that will naturally announce you where you do not anticipate. Don't take that for granted. If anything, this creative space in Nigeria is crowded. Like I said, you think I'm successful? Me, I'm outside this door. There are people inside this room on the table. There are some have not entered this table yet. You people are sitting by the petrol station. So if you are going to cross that petrol station and come and enter this table, you must be diligent. You must apply excellence in the things that you do and be true to yourself. This is what I want to do, and this is the only thing that I know how to do. Focus, period. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we please make that louder? Wow. I feel like I'm over 100 years old right now, because I've gathered so much wealth of experience, and my shoulders are quite heavy. Thank you, Uncle Dimbo. Believe everything Uncle Dimbo told you. The fact that some people are on the dining and is at the door. You see that part, ba? Just put some quotation mark to it, because for some of us, it's the future we are working towards. Yes, sir. Okay.
I know he's going to leave right now, but just before he leaves, your letter captured something. We have this is Africa's Film and Media Academy, and we have a faculty, and by this, what your letter captured is what I just want to say for the sake of this meeting, that today we have him join the faculty of Africos. On that faculty, we have Tunde Kelani, we have Professor Agenius Ekwazi. I mean, those are principalities when you talk about film, and these are authorities that visit here yearly. I apologize for whatever inconveniences that the facility here gives us. It's a new facility for the academy. We have not even moved out of our old campus. We've not moved a thing. We're just practically setting up here. So, but that's just by the way. So please put your hands together for him. You'll receive further communications from management. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Please put your hands together for him one more time. All right, so we run now very quickly before Uncle Dimbo would go. We'd like to take some student presentations. Let him see how far some of our students have come. Immediately after then, we'll go straight into the award presentation. While the media team is putting that together, I come from Jos. In fact, I came all the way from Jos for this program. And we had an issue that we're still trying to settle. We're shooting somewhere in the city of Jos, and we needed somebody to play a role, and nobody within the cast fitted that the description of the character. So we saw one man, well dressed, whining his sandal. For those of you who are from the north, you understand. And we thought, this is the guy. The guy doesn't need a costume. He's already in character. Please bring him.
Hi. And the role was
Faith
simple.
Akpanika and
Give him
I
a
direct
cutlass.
the Mirror House Academy
Chase a lady
Arts.
and a guy that is making
So
out.
participating in the SoCreative
And
program
then
is one
kill
of
the
the
guy.
best things
The guy said,
I
is
have
that
done
all? He said,
this
yes.
year.
Is that all? Shikena? We said, Shikena. And Oga started running after the actors. Oh God, the acting was real. The director was saying, correct. I told you these guys would give us what we wanted. And then the guy that was running,
and that is really
still acting,
the services
pretended to fall. And when he fell, our guy balanced very well with the cutlass. When he raised the cutlass, director shouted, cut!
Well, personally, I've learned about my blind spots.
Okay. The director shouted, cut! Kate, we cut!
I am Faith.
The rest is story. Thank you very much. So we'll go straight to, you are supposed to clap, please. If that's not funny, clap. So be careful who you hire on your set. Make sure you get the professionals that understand the language. So are we ready for the student presentations? Okay, so let's take that very quickly.
It's got the realization that things could be done more easily, and that has really helped in engaging the services of my staff. We are all set for a total rebranding with introduction of even more value-added services and wider coverage. Well,
personally, I've learned about my blind spots. So, this knew me.
Hi,
Hi,
I am Faith.
I am Faith Akpanika and I direct the Mirror House Academy for Film and Arts. So participating in the SoCreative program is one of the best things that I have done for myself this year. It is a program that has put my mind and body in condition for remote working and the WFH, talking about the work from home. No, I just got the realization that things could be done more easily. And that has really helped in engaging the services of my staff. We are all set for a total rebranding with introduction of even more value-added services and a wider coverage. Well, personally, I've learned about my blind spots. So, it is a new me. Hi, I am Faith Akpanika and I direct the Mirror House Academy for Film and Arts. So participating in the SoCreative program is one of the best things that I've done for myself this year.
Freelance filmmaker, media practitioner, lecturer of film with the Federal Polytechnic, Nassau. I am privileged to be part of the British Council SoCreative program, and for me, having studied film at degree and MA level and practiced for over 2 decades, I can boldly say that what I learned from this program were things that I am sure I wouldn't be taught anywhere in the classroom. Having learned from people's success and failure experience, from their testimonies at the course of this program, to me has added to my own wealth of knowledge and my exposure to the industry the more. For me, it has always been a passion, but I've learned how to convert this passion to industry. So I will also encourage the organizers of this program to extend this program to as many youths and industry practitioners who have been privileged to be part of this program, to have access to this program, because I am better than I was before this program.
Kendi, I really appreciate this teaching. It was really a great one. Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Tracy Adebo. I want to say a very big thank you for this great opportunity that was given to me by the organizer of this event. I want to say thank you to Mr. Paul Gold and the British Council for giving me the opportunity to attend this program. I want to say that this program has really changed my way of reasoning, has really changed my way of handling my businesses, has really taught me how to do a lot of things by myself by this training. So I was taught a lot and I learned a lot. I learned financing for business, case study for management for your business, and the use of balance sheets, and then understanding social innovation by Dr. Igalo, and then Dr. Adeyinka Adewale. You did well, thank you. Andrel Blazer Henshaw. Wow, that was a mind-blowing teaching you did there. Thank you.
My name is from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm a participant of the British Council SoCreative program, Lagos Cohort. I'm also the founder and CEO of Plastic Beauty Creative Solutions based in Lagos, Nigeria. As Plastic Beauty Creative Solutions, we focus on transforming waste materials to recover from the environment into sustainable products like gaming furnitures and eco-interior products. Lifestyle and help protect our planet. Our products are fashion frontiers like this. Like this particular product now is made from tire, used tires and fabric waste. And our bodies beautiful flip flop for this. And we have these sandals too. The beautiful one too, made from tire fabric waste. And we have this flip flop, like the slippers made from tire. So they are also sustainable products. So talking about the British Council SoCreative program, the project program, I was skeptical whether creative or not. My dream is to creative economy space because I used to think creative economy is all about singing, music, and stuff like that. So during the program, I understood that what I do is actually basically what creative economy is all about. And since I got into the program, I'm taking so much focus on the platform, on the learning platform that has been transformed my business. Initially, I was just creating stuff like this, and then I knew that, okay, this is a fixed African culture into what I do, and how I can of this using Ankara fabric, replace that journey and kind of the culture of Wednesday. So keep about getting investor ready. I was so creative and joining made me understand that I cannot spend 100% perfect every time. If I hear traction and obviously the investor just thinking of key financial figures, the numbers, the distribution, and just keeping the key numbers. That's what it takes. And the proof of concept was not $1 million for the rest of the money. I'm so grateful to the teachers for this program. That's transformed.
All right, please can we put our hands together for ourselves? Please put your hands together for yourself. Thank you so much for staying back. Thank you for the patience. I'm sure we've all really been impacted today. I've been impacted today. Let me see your hands. Okay, the others have not been impacted. All right, so if I may ask, right? You know, one of the most important part of every event is the takeaway package. They come in different sizes. So if I may ask, what is your takeaway from this program? Maybe just in a sentence. What would it be? Anybody? Let's start with you, ma. Assistant in yellow. What's your takeaway from this program? Don't worry, it's not a Sunday school setting. Eh? Just be free. What's your takeaway? How to go about your business. Yes, ma'am? You are still handling the physical takeaway. All right, we'll come back to you. Yes, ma'am, your takeaway for this, from this program. Can we have another microphone and just pass it around? Yes, ma, we're listening. Sorry. Perspective.
Into art. And I've learned to treat people better than I was. And I've been able to believe in myself, knowing that believe in yourself, there is no limit to what you can
achieve. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for her. Pass the mic. Pass the mic. Let's just take this feedback. Yes, sir.
One of my takeaways is
You might want to, if you're a participant in this creative economic program, you might have to add your takeaway from the program itself. Okay? Yeah.
I am very inspired. I feel inspired. And I have come to the realization that entrepreneurship can be taken to a greater height. And when done right, I think it's better than paid employment. 8 to 9 job. Entrepreneurship can be better than
paid employment. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for him.
Simply, I think 2 things.
Okay.
I should stand out.
Stand out. Excellent. Stand out.
Yeah.
2.
No.
You said 2 things. Number 1.
Standing out means like being unique in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then pursuing excellence. That's the second one.
Oh, pursuing excellence. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Auntie behind.
Oh, though I came late, but I listened to Mr. Dimbo. And my take from what he said is excellent. Fortunately, I was in one of his Sons of the Caliphate, and really, he cannot do anything that is not excellent. So that is my take from what I've gotten here.
Thank you so much. Yes, next.
Yeah, I think I love the sentence. One of the things he said, Mr. Dimbo, was don't ever compromise on excellence. And excellence will take you places. So it's not no way about it. Nothing. Don't go for mediocrity. Settle for excellence.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, sorry, a minute. Favor Prince Smoke in the house. Mr. Pep, you're coming up immediately after now to give us the valedictory speech. All right, let's proceed.
Okay, my take home is choosing quality over quantity.
Quantity.
And the second one is the importance of branding.
The importance of branding. Yeah, corporate image. Yes.
I think that you should be diligent and never stop learning.
Yes. And I also tell you that you should use this your voice as for voice-over artistry. It will pay. You have the voice. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate today. And I'm going to recommend this place for so many people on my platform. I've learned so many things. I will not be able to mention them all, but I will write back to the industry. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate your presence. Yes, sir.
Okay. I've learned today that knowledge on one side is something, and how to apply that knowledge to get what you want is another thing. And from what I've said, how to be deliberate in what and excellence is the key.
Good afternoon. My name is Kodera. I just feel happy finding a place where a whole lot is going on, and I encourage everybody to contribute for the place. Thank you.
My name is and basically course, but game beside. For us to put our knowledge into practice, we know that there are going to be challenges. There's a big space, and for us to be able to make it to the table is for you to stand out and do your things differently,
So basically, that is part of what I learned. I will just stop here for now.
Let's move faster. One word.
My name is Paul Familoku. I can say this, that I learned moving from the gown now to town. I would say that number one, originality, not trending, not doing things that everybody is doing. That will not make you grow in this industry. I am a theater practitioner. I also understand that from here now, your social media presence also would help the growth, your growth rather, and then it will bring you before people, and then your relationship with people, how you meet people, your networking and things like that would make you a better person as a man.
Thank you so much. In other words, your gifts.
All right. I'm taking away that consistency is very key. Whatever you're doing, you will always be there, and then growth is not immediate. You have to be there, little by little. You grow and be consistent. You get to where you are going.
Yes, sister.
Good day, everyone. I learned that you have to do things differently if you really want to make way in this competitive industry. And also, you have to pay the price. There's nothing that comes cheap. So in consistency, being focused and everything, you need to also pay the price for it. It might take you 5 years, 10 years, but on a long run, keep having knowledge, keep learning and unlearn, and you definitely get there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And finally, oh, okay. Oh.
Okay, my name is Sunday Joshua. I learned a whole lot from whatever everyone is saying. They have virtually said one or two things that I got. One of it is consistency. Like the first speaker, it might not really be, everything might not really be favorable, but you need to keep at it, keep doing it. And another thing is your originality. Try to make an inch, try to be different, because the creative industry is also crowded. So how do you define yourself? How do you brand yourself to be different from the rest? And another thing is while you're up there, you also have to give back to the society. Like when you're climbing, remember that there is a starting point, and there are also people you need to pull together. And the last is trying to build relationship. It actually helps. That there are other things that money could not actually do, but with your relationship with people, things can be soft and work out smoothly for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, can we put our hands together for ourselves? I have no doubt that this event has been so impactful. And one of the best tests is that even the cameraman testifies. For church cameraman, no, they fall under anointing. But this cameraman, for some church, I'll be, no, for the church, if cameraman fall, break camera, who go pay? Which church shall beg? Calm down. The spirit of a prophet is subject to a prophet. I beg. If cameraman they fall under anointing, may they change. May join prayer band. Thank you so much. I would like to just take a journey back on the program. We're almost rounding up to agenda number 5. We want to look at the presentation of the course achievements and highlight an overview. And there's no other person to do that than the MD CEO of Africa's, Mr. Paul Olalekon Joseph. Please put your hands together for him.
All right. First, I want to acknowledge once again the presence of everyone, and also apologies to Cordera. I'm so sorry. The creative landscape is quite big, and we get to meet new people every day. We get to meet ourselves every day. There are names that you've not come across. There are faces, there are names you've come across, but you've not been able to match the faces to the names. When you walked in here, I knew
there's something about this person, but then, I mean, I didn't know anything. So now that we know, I asked you before forward, but you said no. Right after what I'm going to say now, I beg that we have a word or two from you, because the program we are delivering is that cuts across film, photography, music, and fashion. So, and for the facilitators we've had so far, yes, we have in film, we have in theater, we have in, it's a privilege that you're here, and Dimbo said you're a principality in music. I want to just quote him direct like that. So let's have something to say from you. So please, you prepare for that in a jiffy. I want to talk about the SoCreative Africa Learning Program. It's a program that everyone in the creative industry should go through. Those that are graduating, do you say yes to that? Yes. Okay, and I am not just bullying them to say yes to it because I'm saying it here because I have the microphone, but just because we found out that the program is so rich, is so enriching, and so impactful. Ourselves that have gone through some business schools and been in the business space for quite some years, going through that program is like, troubleshooting yourself and troubleshooting, the entire thing that you do. And I'm sincerely excited about the content of the program. So it has 4 modules. The module 1 is launching your creative enterprise. Under that launching your creative enterprise, you have 7 courses, if I'm not mistaken. If you minus the introduction, you have 7 courses under launching your creative enterprise. It's a self-paced learning that you can take from the confines of your room, from your bathroom, from your wherever you can play your phone or your laptop and listen to it. You can take it from anywhere. And you earn the certificates on each course. So the certificate we're issuing today is just one certificate that caps it all. You agree with me that none of you earn less than 20 certificates from the program. I think the list should be 24 or 25 certificates. So I wonder what job you are applying for anywhere in the world in this creative industry that you will not see 1 out of 25 certificates that matches the niche that they're looking for. They want something in creative economy policy. You have something on it. And that's the understanding of breaking that certificate per course. And that's why I told you earlier that the program is more like you go to a business school and you're graduating from a business school. And in Nigeria, you know what it costs now. It costs quite a fortune. Not only in Nigeria. I mean, this is a UK content. So you know it costs quite a fortune to actually put together, a business school certificate. Beyond the certificate, the knowledge itself is powerful. So we have the module 1 that is launching your creative enterprise. Module 2 is growing your creative enterprise. Some of you have already launched, but you are wondering why you are just beating about the bush. You don't know how to go about it. You don't know why this business is not working. Maybe someone has even walked up to you to say, if this thing is not going to feed your family, you better abandon it and go and do something else. Someone told us that before. If I tell you my own story, I mean, it might touch your emotion at some point. I got a family member who gave me a slapped me, broad daylight, on the road, and said, this thing you are doing, there's no future in it. You better go and do something else. But it didn't take quite long before he came back and said, make me understand this thing again. I think I'm having a change of mind about what you are doing. And he has said that repeatedly, only God knows how many times, with apologies to me. Okay, so people will look down on you, they will despise you in your days of little beginning, in your days of groping in the dark, trying to find your feet on the ground. You have launched, you are in doubt, you don't know what it is about. Growing your creative enterprise is a course that will kickstart you, get you to that next level. I think something around that topic in the course that you heard, Tinuke said that where we met some 7-8 years ago, is actually what transformed our business. I started film training in this town 2008.
Some persons winning award all around the town, all around the country today. If I tell you names that top names that have passed through our training school, you will think maybe we are being arrogant. Including one of the names that has just been selected alongside Kunle Afolayan on the board of Oscars. Was a core member in 2010 in Abuja here and came and sat in class, was started being taught film in Zenith Film Institute, which now, metamorphosed to Africa Film Media Academy. For so many years, we grew up in the dark, just imparting lives but not making money. In simple terms, imparting lives but not making money to make the business to stand. But thanks to British Council, went through a course like this. It was Oxygen Startup UK, I think they brought then, and before you know it, that's why I keep saying, if you give yourself to this course, in a couple of years' time, you look back and say, this thing actually did something to me. You won't realize it. We are here years after. 7 years, 8 years down the line. You heard Tinke's story. She was barely starting when we met. Most of us were, starting, or people who had started, but we didn't know how to grow our business. But we came in and learned some of this, how to keep your books, keep your records. Now audited accounts is not an issue again, because everyday expenses, including the last one, somebody came to do something for us this morning and he was rushing. And I want to go. I said, you don't have a business with me. There's a manager in the office who attended to you. Why are you coming to me that you want to go? There's somebody there who you should feel, something to pay. And expect your payment later. It's none of my business. Until you get to the point where you begin to put structure to your business, you're just a woman business, you're just a lone ranger. And that's what this course nips in the bud for you. Course 3, module 3, I beg your pardon, is impact entrepreneurship. Impact entrepreneurship. There are people who are in business, but their business is not making impact. I tell you for free, there are people in business that are making money, but it's paining them that people are not talking good of their business, but they are making money. They are not making any impact at all. You go through the 7 courses under impact entrepreneurship, you will understand what it means to make money and make impact. They are 2 different things. 2 different things. And the last module is a creative economy policy. You see, creative economy, small is oil. Nigeria has been talking oil. Somebody from Nigeria Export Promotion Council is supposed to be part of the panelists here today to talk about the non-oil, the value chain in the non-oil sector. You see, what is coming as far as the creative economy is concerned is massive. From Nigeria to Canada to UK to Europe to all parts of the world. The creative economy value chain is huge. Is huge. So some of you sit in that creative space, you are not aware of where you are still looking over the fence to some small menial jobs and say, maybe I should cross, maybe I should go and do this. But I say this one, they bring money. Concentrate on it. I told myself some years ago, until I've done something over and again for 7 consecutive years, I won't conclude that it's not working. I will not conclude it's not working. And until we got to that point before we started seeing the graph going upwards. How about the impact of this project? It's been so impactful. The entire program is 24 hours. The entire program from module 1 to 4 is 24, lecture hours. Combination of podcast, PowerPoint presentation, PDF, and videos, YouTube videos. So if you're saving yourself from paying like $1,700 or pounds to go to a business school to get the kind of certificate that this offers, to spending maybe some 10 gigs, at the max, I don't think anybody spends 10 gig. You spend data, maybe between 5 to 8 gigs. Let's even say 10 to 15 gig. How much is 10 to 15 gig now? If you spend that to earn this and move yourself forward, I think it's worth it. And I'm saying this because we have people who are halfway into the course right now as we speak. We have people who are just starting the course. So some people are graduating today, and some people are halfway into it, some people are just starting. In the next 4 weeks, we'll sit in this same hall and have yet another graduation and networking event. Some people thought that this meeting is all about the graduation. No. As you can see, because we already have some certificates, We're just giving you one final one to cap it off, so that if you say you are a graduate of SoCreative, you are applying for any incentive or project from British Council tomorrow, you will not pack 24 certificates or 25 and give them. You can bring out just one that you are earning today. That's the idea of this one. But the main crux of this meeting is actually the networking. Some of you have collected Dimbo Atiya's number. Some of you have networked with what's it called, Tinuke. Some of you have met Chidi. Some of you, and I mean, our brother who walked in here, a principality in music, is coming up also. That's the beauty of meetings like this. You go sit in your home, somebody say, oh, I wasn't able to finish, so because I'm not graduating, I can't come and be chairing my meet up. I don't think that's a wise decision. I don't think so. We know for sure that this program is impactful from the testimonials that we heard from the participants, even from the hybrid version. We had a hybrid version in Abuja, we had in Lagos. And it was absolutely, impactful. People were saying stuff. One of them, there are two of them that touched me, and I'll talk about that before I drop the microphone. For one, the gentleman is seated in this hall. We finished the training. I was so exhausted because, of course, I'm the lead trainer here. I was so exhausted, and he walked up to me like every other person walked up, and we were, exchanging contact. He said, I want to have a closer relationship with you. He said a few things I will say here. And when he got back, he traveled from outside Abuja for that training. And when he got back, we kept communicating, even though sometimes I get so busy I'm not able to pick his call or respond to his messages. I'm marveled by his level of patience, and he still, even when I think this person go don't vex for me, say, be like say this man the form. It's not for me. Unfortunately, my mind is on every message that I did not reply, but you can imagine someone sending me a message or calling me while here now. How is it possible? So, but what baffles me, what touched me there, not because it's a blessing, but of course again, even if because it's a blessing, it's worth it. One day out of the blues, he called me and said, there's a part of me you don't know. I'm a farmer, and I have large farm in Benue where I live. I'm harvesting and I'm sending to you as a seed. And he put, I thought it was a small thing. We're talking about the impact of this project, right? Okay, so as the lead facilitator, I mean, if this was a church, as a pastor, I think I've received tithe and first fruits. I'm being honest with you. He's here. I'm not telling long stories. He's seated at the back here with cap. Mr. Andofa Saka. I mean, if you open my WhatsApp now, you see plenty messages that I have not replied, but he has never been angry for once on them. And he just called me and said, you don't need to pay anything. I've paid everything that will deliver it to Abuja, including the goods that he sent. I thought it was a small thing. I drove to the park. He was monitoring me with call. I drove to the park to pick it. I saw heavy bar. I said, what is this? 2 bags of yam. I've not seen those kind of fruits in a long while. The fruits that came with that, and I'm like, man, this one. And one other one is the opportunity to, please celebrate him for me. Celebrate him for me. He's Andofa Saka. Out of his tight schedules of being in the family network and everything, he finished the course in record time. There were people who attended that same hybrid version till today. They've not done 4 courses. Upon all the motivation, they've not done 4. In fact, they are out of excuses. They don't know what to say again. So they just dodge their face. Well, you're not doing it for us. It's not like we're looking to add up the numbers. But we are only saying, if you go to a restaurant to eat, and it's a good food that they make there, you want to tell your friends about it. Why I'm privileged to stand before you to be delivering this today, or to lead the team delivering this today, is because I passed through the pipeline of British Council, and I can tell you that for real there's a serious impact on my business. Putting a structure, it's not about your intelligence or everything. You can be most intelligent, yes, you're most broke. And you are doing things, people are hailing you. People are trained, they are in the hall of fame. I tell you for free. People, you put their names on Google, and before you type half, Google pops it out there for them, for you. One, I just reached out to him 2 weeks ago. He said, "Oh God, where have you been?" I still have the receipt I paid for your training. It was sponsored by Kano State government under Kwankwaso. many years back. And today is ABC award winner, is this, is that. He said, I've been looking to reconnect with you. So please, until you get to that point where you begin to articulate your business, put structure to it. You might not see the graph go upward. Even if you're an actor, you just make the money you spend, you are looking for who will call you next. And when they don't call you, frustration sets in. You now begin to see all manner of pictures and what have you, videos on the profile. So the other one that touched me is I don't even know that lady if I see her now, because I've never seen her face before. You know, the opportunity that this platform, this program gives for us to connect with people all over the nation and across Nigeria is amazing. It will amaze you to hear that there are people who are taking this course who are not Nigerians, who are not in Nigeria. People reach out to us and say, I'm not in Nigeria, but can I take this course? I can count more than 5. And we say, go ahead. Because the program is being delivered in about 7 or 8 countries. So if they don't see it in their country, and they see it here, and it's the same course, it's the same platform, of what use? Is it for us to throw them away? We can't. So if you have not done this course, please, you can meet any of my staff, behind there at the desk, or any of them walking around with camera and stuff. Please meet them and get, the link to sign up, or you can meet any of the graduating class. Please meet them to sign up. You can just be one of those persons that will be graduating in the next 4 weeks. So like I said, 24 hours is the lecture time. And if you slow down on it, you'll be a dropout. That's what has happened to some of your colleagues. So the way to go about it is actually to set a timetable for yourself. So the simple timetable we try to set for our students is a timetable of 12 days, 2 hours a day. You can do 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour at bedtime. If you have a sound system in the house that is loud enough for the videos, you can just put it there, have your notepad with you, and you are writing. If you don't have that, maybe you are driving to work, or someone is driving you sit in a car, you can plug a piece to your ear. That 1 hour of your first 1 hour of your day, you can just get that off. Or if you're able to afford 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours in the evening, in 12 days you have completed it. Otherwise, you can spread it further. In 3 weeks, you have completed the course. And if you're not able to do that, we just did something, which is of course part of our contract, is still within the confines of our contract. That if you're able to complete two of the 4 modules, you qualify to graduate. Isn't that wonderful? Now, I'm sure some people in this world are feeling cheated. They are feeling cheated, right? Okay, it's okay for you to feel cheated. And that's because you are now mentors. You are now what? Mentors. Imagine you have not done the 4 modules, and we are charging you that after today you should bring, each of you is bringing in 10 people into this course. Yes, within the next 1 week, you have more than 10 around you. People who love to grow in this field, in this industry. You will intentionally sit down and write their names and phone numbers and, speak with them. That's your own cohort, minimum 10. Our document says 30, but I don't want to make it cumbersome for you. Minimum 10. Because it's trained the trainers. So now you have been trained, you are graduating, you are going to have minimum of 10, which is your own personal cohort. You see, this facility is open for you from Monday to Friday. Maybe Saturdays will add to it by the time our core members resume their classes in the next couple of weeks. So you are free to bring them in here. We don't mind the way we did before for the physical classes to provide internet, free internet, for them to go through the course and complete their 2 modules in not more than a week or 2. And the moment they complete it and you deliver your 10, you have done your bit for that season. And it's going to be a race and a challenge that has incentive. And that's why you're being migrated from the platform, the general platform where you are right now, to a Telegram platform that is called SoCreative Ambassadors. So SoCreative Ambassadors, please clap for yourselves. bigger than how I'm just saying it now. There are bigger things that are being rolled out of the British Council already. We're excited with one in specific that was discussed with us right within this facility on our last minute, on our last meeting, in their last visit. And that's out in the public space. Almost is out to an extent, is almost out in the public space. And the first partakers of that new project, if you position yourself where you have already given yourself an edge over any other person who does not take a course like this with the British Council. I won't say much about that for now, but some other closer circles are able to hear. Because we're on air. So, but then I'm not kidding you at all. There are bigger things. Mr. Allison, we were having a rehearsal here, right, for a stage production. The day they walked in and we had a meeting, and at the end of the meeting, I was authorized to actually release the good news. So, someone like him has a full package of the good news. So, I'm not just telling you fables. So, I therefore challenge and motivate you. So, please take this course and encourage people around you to take the course. A lecturer in NFI took the course and completed it and called me and said, "Can my 21-year-old daughter take this course?" I said, "Please let her take it." That girl completed. I think she has one of the fastest speed on this course. She completed it in 2 days. The entire 4 modules in 2 days, from start to finish. I said, what kind of speed is this? And when she was sharing the screenshot for her dashboard, I know that she actually went through it. She was detailed. She didn't just rush over it. So, that's that. But I think that's the much I'll say for now. Please put your hands together as we bring. Is there any question about the course? Any question about the course for those who have not taken it? Okay, you are here, you have not taken the course. Can I see your hand? You've not gone through this course. Okay. Just one person. You have not gone through the course. Can I see your hand? Okay. Kodera, you went through it? Okay. Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together for him. I believe you would want to go through it and also introduce this to other people. Please, you have the floor for a few minutes to inspire this room full with creative heads. Yes, you do not have the intention. It's a good. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I didn't plan to say anything today. I came to see Saka with his here. So, okay. I'll tell you 4 things, and I hope you can run with these 4 things here and after. The first thing is you have to stop being uncertain. Okay? You have to stop being uncertain. Okay? I've learned something in the media industry. Everybody is always asking, how good is our performance? How good is our outing? How good is our production? How good is our camera work? Okay? The reason why you're in that space is because you're already a player on that team. Okay? You don't need to start worrying about joining the championship when you're already a player with the jersey, which was a decision you made on your own. So stop worrying about how good you are to play. Focus on the strategy you're going to use to execute your game. I don't know if you understand. Everybody has their strong point and their weakness. Try to understand where your strong point is, lay emphasis on it, and then build up on your weaknesses. Stop being afraid of taking the next step. to where you want to go. I know nobody talks about fear, you understand, but when you get back home, can I do this? Can I win an Oscar? I'm in Abuja, I'm in Lube, I'm in Cairo. Can I really win an Oscar? Can I go to Cannes Film Festival and get the best exhibition for this year? Stop being afraid. Trust what you're doing. That's the first thing I would like to pass to you. Second thing is, the only reason why you cook food, right, is because you do what? You want to serve it. You want to serve it. Okay? You cook food because you want to serve it. I don't know anybody that cooks, so they just cooks. You know, first dish, you just dump it. Cook the next dish, you dump it. Everybody cooks food because they want to serve it. When you're into production, it is a process. From picking equipment, from picking manpower, from organizing budgets, from organizing post-production, delivery systems, that is gathering your meal for production. Try to understand where you're serving that food. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So many of you have done productions that you refuse to promote. I don't know if you understand. You feel you have cooked the food, but you know, you feel it doesn't taste right. Serve the food. If the production you did was with your camera, shoot, organize it, get whatever app you need to edit it, grade it in the way you can do it fit, serve the food. Tomorrow, when you're cooking, you'll cook what? Better. But if you don't serve the food today, and you don't serve the food tomorrow, and you don't serve the food from last week, your memory card on your camera will get filled up. You will not be able to shoot again. Then you now run into a problem. Stop stacking up productions. Send the production out there. To open a YouTube channel is free. To stream online is free. To put it on Facebook is free. Put your productions out there. Whether you like them or you don't. Stop cooking food and going to the market every day that you have nobody to serve that food to. It's a waste of time, waste of energy. Okay? And I know many of you say, I just shot this film, it was with my phone, I didn't use a red camera. Send it out. 3, adapt technology. Adapt and learn technology. Adapt and learn technology. We're in a class, it's a new appointment. I'm now the consultant for quality enhancement for NTA nationwide, and we're in the class, and we brought out cameras they use on the field, and wanted to look at quality in various resolution setups. And after testing, some of the best quality, those cameras which were not set up properly, our phones look better on a big screen, on a 65 in our lecture hall. Our phones look better than cameras that were not calibrated. Are you listening? So you have cameras that cost probably 25, 30, 40 million. Your phone that's probably not over 500,000 or less than $1 million look better by default on a big screen, on a 65. And this is about testing. Learn to adapt and learn technology. Okay? some of the things which you keep saying, like you said earlier, you're waiting for a red camera, you're waiting for this camera, you have a phone in front of you, use the phone and shoot. Okay? I have in my office, I have a board, and there are 3 circles in the board. The first circle is us, the second circle is professionalism, and the third circle is social media. And I learned that the people who accepted to put material out there got better over time. Okay? The people who spent so much time trying to get to a professional point sometimes end up and then they now start trying to do one production. Learn to get your whatever material you have around you, make use of it. If it's your phone, if it's whatever camera, even if the camera is 10 years old, trust me, figure out how it works, make the best use of it. Technology is going to consistently be changing. And as time goes on, smaller devices provide more than they used to provide 10, 15, 20 years ago. Today, you can sit on your laptop and you can make a whole album on your laptop. That was impossible 20 years ago. Okay? Software on your phone. People can do beats on your phone and you release it all on your phone, snap picture on your phone and edit, and you can still take your phone and still put it on iTunes, everything, and release it on iTunes, and it's out there. Learn how to use technology. Okay? Learn how to use technology. Because unless you're walking around with money to buy an Ari or some red camera or some cinema Panavision, you have to start with the technology that is available at your doorstep. Number 4. Have a roadmap. Take that roadmap very seriously. Have a roadmap, take it very seriously. If you take what you're doing seriously, people take you seriously. It's just simple. I don't know if you understand. It's not about posing up and down. Take what you do very seriously. If you take what you do seriously, people will give you more work to do. You heard Dimbo saying, people have been calling me. I don't know if you understand. I don't know them. They are looking for me to do projects. They're coming to my house. Why is that? He takes his work very seriously. Learn how to nurture your garden. Learn how to nurture your garden. If you need to get knowledge on how to organize, how to build structure, how to organize yourself as an individual, learn it. It will not kill you. In most things I've realized, if you set time 3 months to 6 months to 1 year, and you focus on these very little issues, you can actually build the whole setup of your whole operations. And that will help you once you start earning. What if you've done these 4 things? You're out there, you're using technology. The most current movie I'm looking at is the one that they use the camera to film. I don't know if anybody has seen that promo online. They use the techno. Exactly. It's out there. And everybody has been talking, oh, you know, this phone has 4K now. We can record a movie on it. Some people just went out there, got the damn phone, recorded it. Now they have a movie that is going places. It's on a phone. People are watching. Adapt technology. Learn technology. Have a plan. Okay? So these are the 4 things I'm leaving with you today. I'm happy. It's my first time. I had no idea something like this existed. I'm very excited. I'm also looking to how I can contribute. If I can, it would be really nice. So I'm very excited about it. And I'm hoping that more people will be encouraged to partake in this. Very important.
if you get a hub, try as much as possible to build that hub so that it can grow into a pyramid. It can grow into somewhere people can identify. If you, in Abuja, I notice some people have too much ego. If we all stay apart from each other in an open field, we'll be all flat. Each person will be standing on its own. But if we come together, the stronger ones can be down, the next ones can come on top, and like that, and we can create a tower, and only God knows how far the tower can go. So we have to learn. You cannot build one block. It doesn't make a house. Yes, you need a couple of blocks stacked up on other blocks to get a wall rising. So if you have people, you need to learn how to work with the people. Some of you that have very serious emotional issues need to know how to curtail your Ogbanje spirit. Okay, very good. I'm just telling you. So, okay, thank you. My name is Engineer Kodera Ansi, and thank you for listening to me. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, once more, a round of applause. It's been a very warm experience, I must confess, and I believe you're feeling the same way I'm doing. All right, at this moment, as a follow-up, we will be having testimonials, brief testimonials. Please, you have just 2 minutes, and the first name here on this list is Mr. Emmanuel Womet. Please, just go and share your testimonial.
Thank you very much. I want to sincerely appreciate this SoCreative African program thus far. What I really learned from this program is about trying to digitalize my talent. Like the way I play the piano now, at least I've opened the page, creating awareness about what I do, and also in the music industry. I don't just rely on performance alone. There's also the education aspect, tutorials of teaching piano on other musical instruments. There are also the aspect of productions. Also in movies, you guys also align with music producers for soundtracks and the rest. So this program has really broadened my ideas of dimensions to go into. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, online audience, please send in your testimonials. We'd like to display them for others to see. Thank you very much. All right, quickly also, we're going to invite Mr. Deyemi Abdul Karim. Please come up. Say? Come up, please. A round of applause for him.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. I want to appreciate the organizers of this program, the SoCreative Academy. And I can't lie, it's a truth that I went through the courses, and it's really very inspiring. There are so many courses that is very, very important to our creative mind. I think one of the problems we have as creative, young, growing Africans is the fact that we have the idea, how to economize it, how to make it big, make it go wide, reach larger audiences is one of our problems, and how to make money from it. So I think going through these courses, I was able to, think the other way around on how to, for instance, I write. I'm a creative writer, so it's part of what we've been facing over the years, how to make real impact with our creative mind. But going through this course, I really want to appreciate these organizers once again for coming up with this kind of program. It has been really, really, really inspiring, and I want to say thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemi. All right. I'm going to bring up someone who's been on the stage already, and she's going to share her testimonial with us, and that's Patience Medinso. Right now. All right. Please, let's clap for her as she climbs up.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Patience Nedin So Eze. I'm privileged to be the founder of EPF Nigeria, which is an NGO. And recently I started a media hub called Espariso Media. And this platform have really impacted on me because there are so many things I do that I didn't know how to really have a great structure towards as in making it outlive me as an individual, apart from the NGO aspect of it. But with the training I received there, I remember discussing with one of my friends, she's Esther, and I was telling her that this course, the challenge I was having initially is that I thought it's something we have access to, and at a point we won't have access to it. But when I realized that we're going to be having access to it, to always fall back and gain more information and insight, I was a bit relaxed because everything there is something that triggers you to want to become better, something that triggers you to want to do better. And the knowledge there are things that one can always refer to when you are stuck. So I want to sincerely appreciate this organization, one, for giving me and everyone here the privilege to be part of this great training. And I'm also here pledging that because of what I've learned from it, I pledge myself as an ambassador to go out and share the good news to those, because when I share my graduation, and even the first time we came here to do things, people wanted to know if they can still enroll. And now that I know that, yes, more people can come in, I'm sure that they will be happy to be part of the knowledge that I've gained. Thank you very much, and God bless you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Patience. All right, quickly, we're going to bring to the stage Mr. Wanufa Sakara. Please, let's encourage him.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I will start by appreciating the organizers of this unique and impactful class that I've learned a lot from. First of all, I don't even know how I got the information. You know, he just popped out on my WhatsApp, and I can't remember who sent it to me. I called a friend that is the UN. He said he didn't know who sent it to him. So I just said I should just give it a try. So I waited till I saw that it was serious, so I left Benue State to be here on the same day the class started. But it has helped me a lot because there were a whole of stuff I've done that I just left halfway, or I was just not too serious on them again. But I got so inspired, and I've gone back to doing them. I went and fetched everything back, and I've streamlined and I've started doing them one after the other. And I've taken my business seriously now. I've structured it in such a way that we're taking down records of everything we do. Every money that goes out, we're recording it. Everybody will deal with. We have to pass through a process where maybe we'll write to you, or there's an agreement we'll have to have together. So we'll have records, and everything is moving better now. We can refer back to what we did with somebody some time ago, and still move ahead with what we're doing. And it has also helped me in other stuff I do, even with the farm. You know, I've started taking records and making it more serious, getting more people involved, and even moving into places I wasn't really encouraged to go into, and it has been helpful for me so far. And I thank you all. I thank the management of Afrigos, SoCreative at the British Council for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saka. So I don't know about it, but I can tell you I was so excited the day I finished the course, the way I went through the modules. I was so excited. I still remember the date. I don't know if you remember your own date. I still remember the date. I think it was March 3rd, 3rd of March. And I finally completed it because I was so excited. You could just see me jump in the house. That's because the whole course module was very, very important and very, very unique. It was well detailed, well targeted, and if you followed everything,
you discover that it's very applicable. They were not just theories, they were not just things that did not exist. So I know everybody, including you watching us online, you've learned. Though, if you check my phone, you still have, especially the PowerPoint files, the presentation. I still have them, and the PDFs, I have them saved in my phone, and I do go back to go and check them. When I have any issue pertaining to those things I learned, I go back to look at those PowerPoint files. So today, I think Mr. Pogo has told us, we're becoming ambassadors. You need to go out there, you need to bring in more persons, you need to tell them about the importance of these things and where it can get them to. You're the one to do that job. I know we will do that job. Quickly, before we still have some things left, especially the presentation of the certificate, so I'll bring back on stage Mr. Pogo, sir.
I guess this should be one of. Please, where is my programs manager, Solomon Idio? Someone should get him, please. He's managing this program, so I can't be here doing this alone. So as we said earlier, you have earned about 25 certificates already from the British Council on this SoCreative learning program. Those certificates are veritable tools for you to access any aspect of the creative industry as far as projects are concerned or moving forward. Howbeit, there is need for you to, for us to award a certificate, a single certificate that can, be included on your resume, something you can flaunt, something maybe that can be glazed and put in your office or your creative workspace, or even in your house, in your living room, wherever. And that's the essence of this. And maybe something also that you might want to include for those of you who do, goes for visa consideration. Some persons reached out to us and said, we didn't know the value of this program when we started. But when we went for visa considerations, we realized that including this in our visa package, actually, gave us some form of edge. Thank you very much. He's been busy about a whole lot of things because, please, I need you here, Mr. Solomon Idio. Please celebrate him. Please put your hands together for him. He's been the one, bombarding you with messages on the platform. That's the face behind, the messages and the names and all of that. And for you to know, he's running, if I'm not mistaken, he's running how many cohorts? Maybe almost 10 cohorts. Almost 10 cohorts. So some of you just know the Abuja cohorts. Some of you just know the Lagos cohorts. Those who are, in the virtual hall right now. Some of you are from the Lagos cohort. Some of you are from the NYC cohort. Some of you are from some other cohort, 4 cohorts, this and that. So we appreciate the work he's doing. We're going to be doing this together. And please, just so the meat on my food does not reduce to 1 tonight, celebrate my wife. She's here, and as a woman who has not made me to grow pot belly, but keeping fit and being in health. So, yes, we're doing this together. This is the time that we have been waiting for, and just after now, I think we would have been done for with the main agenda of the day. So when you come out, when you are called out, and please take the second mic. So you call the name and you receive it. And if you have a thing or two to say without wasting time, not more than 20 seconds, you just say something and then you leave. And then, sorry, you won't leave, you receive and stay, because we're going to take a group picture of the graduating class. So, over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, in no particular order, we have Eze, Patience, Nendin Song. Wow. Okay. In no particular order.
So you're going to have to stand here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Can I have someone draw this?
Okay. Congratulations. Next on our list is Joy Eyamba. Permit my pronunciation of your name. Give him a big, big clap. Keep clapping. Keep celebrating him.
The next one's maybe I do, so I was looking for to stand up. You're most welcome. As you can see, the certificate is totally
Next.
different from what you have online.
Next on the list is Annabelle Allison Enyina. Permit my pronunciation of the name. Next is Andufa Saka. Give it up for him. Congratulations. Next is Wame Aposu Emmanuel. Wame Aposu Emmanuel. Am I that bad at pronouncing your name? Okay. Sorry about that. Look into that. Esther Atin Basse is next on the list. Let's celebrate her. Thank you very much. Congratulations. F. Let's celebrate Faith F. Akmanika. Congratulations, sir. Next, Family Locum Paul. Let's celebrate him as he comes to receive his certificate of completion from the SoCreative Learning Program. Next is Fidelis Lamin Umabong. Let's celebrate her. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Cinematographer.
Wow. Next on our list, wow. Olutayo Olalekan. Let's celebrate her big. Congratulations, ma. I'm overjoyed. Congratulations, ma. Next, Chinagorum Ozo. Congratulations. Sorry, sir. Next is Rosa Chikaudi Achopie. Permit my pronunciation of your name, please. If I do not sound so wow. Next on the list is Solomon Idio. Let's make Solomon Idio. Give me a big clap. Where is he? Okay. Next on the list is Stephen Oko. Let's celebrate him as he comes forward. Congratulations, sir. Okay, next is Sunday Joshua Prince. Sunday Joshua Prince. Let's celebrate Sunday Joshua Prince as he comes forward to receive certificate. Next is Tracy Adebo. Let's make welcome Tracy Adebo. Let's celebrate her. She comes forward to receive. Okay. Congratulations. Next on the list is Katrine Abba. Let's celebrate Katrine Abba. Next on our list is Johnson Akanye J. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
why I'm asking for the microphone. That's why I'm asking for the microphone. Program officer, you're going to have to address this matter. You're going to receive it before we leave here. Okay, so see what happened. We had to wait until everybody arrived here before they started printing. Otherwise, we're going to print because everybody is not in Abuja. I hope you understand. We're just going to print what people will not collect. Majority are going to receive this by soft copy. Right now, before you started saying, wow, I'm already looking at faces in the house and I'm like, Jane, I don't know what she's saying in her mind right now to me. Hello, Zay. I don't know what she's saying. She didn't come later. She's the one that registered all of you. Enter. Favor. Well, on behalf of the management, I want to say a big apology. I think it was that pressure but we deliberately didn't want to print everything and keep because we know that majority. You needed to see the number of people who attended this meeting online before we even started. I just peeped there and I saw and I'm like, please let the meeting start. If this number of people have started waiting and so those people are not going to be here to receive it physically. We're sending it to them PDF via email. So the process of sorting is what costs this. But please, may I crave your indulgence to join this and let's take the photograph together. Yes, the ones available. So you see some are printed and they are not here. The people are not here. So please, but it means that you're going to go to the back. You won't stay in front because everybody will flaunt the certificate. This is one. Okay. SoCreative ambassadors, SoCreative ambassadors, please, before the end of the day. right. Thank you, everyone, for staying this long.